blah 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 blah.
Hello everybody and welcome to I'll Tell You What TV for episode 23, I think it is now, of our F1 podcast, and Steve and James are with us. I think Steve's been ready since about 7:30. Me and James have been in a rush, so I hope you're both alright, guys. No need to do this again. You don't have to sit there being quiet, you bastards.
Yeah, I've been ready since 7:30. Been bored waiting for you.
So I'd be bored for the next 4 hours as well.
The thing is, I've eaten all my munchies.
Mine are on the other side of the room.
No. On the way home, I purposefully went to Home Bargains and picked up a load of old shite to eat.
There are other shops
Keep me
available.
awake. Just because last week I felt so tired, and it probably came across in the podcast. So I've bought tons of sugary sweets and chocolate, and I've got a can of Red Bull on go. So
which means you're
if
gonna.
I'm not awake this week, God knows what I can do.
You're gonna have too much sugar, and that's gonna put you to sleep as well.
Great.
Okay, we've got a few things to talk about tonight. Obviously, Formula One has had its first 2 days of testing. We haven't talked yet about the Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Toro Rosso, Force India liveries, so we will get through those today.
Dave, did you just mention Toro Rosso?
I did mention Toro Rosso. We will also visit the Hando engineers again at some point this evening. We'll see at what point James realises there was a picture he was going to do that he's not done. About now, yeah. Now the question is, do I tell him that I've made a picture, or shall I lie and say I haven't, or shall I lie and say I have made a picture?
Yeah, no. Let's look. I can't wait to see it, Dave.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll be visiting the Hando engineers today. Also, last week we did ask Steve to gather some footage, high and low lights of racing that he's had over the last few years. So we've got a few bits of those to have a look at tonight as well. But I think, to be honest, guys, I think there's only really one place we can start, and that is the liveries, because they've been out for a few days now. People have been able to see them. So I think we've basically just got to crack on with the liveries, give our quick opinions. I've got a picture of all of the liveries together, so we'll be able to pick our favourite one once we've had a chat about all of these. But I think we get it out of the way, because I don't think it's going to be the happiest of topics of conversation.
Well, I'm just wondering whether I can scrub Red Bull off this list, because all of the points that we scored it last time are going to be irrelevant.
Well, yeah, that is true. Although, yeah, scrub the points off, because I don't think it's going to be earning any either.
Does anybody know what the point was of releasing it with a different livery and then 2 days later going back to what was last year's?
Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it? Now, I could understand if they decided to run it through the test session so people couldn't see, or it was going to be on a track for a period of time. But considering that they did one TV drive, and then that was it, a bit pointless really. But yeah, might as well have just painted it all one colour. But there we go. So I think we crack on to begin with. You have to forgive me, folks. I've literally just finished scoffing my dinner, and I'm a little bit sleepy at the moment, so I might get my pictures wrong.
I'm in the same situation, Dave. Don't worry.
So we'll just go for a nap, and we'll leave Steve to it.
Yeah, I'll see you later, guys.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start off with the Ferrari, and surprise, surprise, it's red. I shall show you I've got a couple of pictures of the Ferrari to show. So, I mean, your thoughts, guys?
Boring as fuck.
Yeah, there's one thing that I look at it and go, well, at least they've done something different with that. And that's the halo. At least they put a Ferrari logo on it.
True.
You know what I mean? At least they've done something with the halo and gone, oh, we can put a Ferrari logo there. None of the other teams have put a logo on it. But yeah,
the more and more I see these now, it's not just the Halo. The more and more I see these regulations that Bernie Eccleston put in before he retired of let's make the cars look more aggressive and all this lot. It just looks shite. Just looks absolute bollocks. Front wing looks wank. Front nose looks wank. Side pods look like a fucking joke.
Rear nose looks wank.
Rear wing's probably the only thing about the entire car I actually think, oh, that's not about that.
I mean,
the rest of the car is boring as fuck, and it doesn't make me sit there and go, oh yeah. I mean, Michael Schumacher's cars, I don't remember many of them that were ugly, especially Ferrari ones. I don't remember any of them that were ugly that you wouldn't be proud to have in your collection. I collect 1/18 scale F1 cars, mainly Lewis Hamilton ones. But if Lewis Hamilton... I mentioned this with Hasbro and the Star Wars stuff. Sorry, I've mentioned this straight away.
9 minutes. Well done.
I've mentioned this with Star Wars and Hasbro, how the quality of their products is getting shitter and shitter. I'm sorry, but if Mini Champs come out with a Lewis Hamilton Mercedes-Benz, I don't think I'm going to get it just because of the Halo. I think I'm just going to look at it and go, no, it looks like a pile of shite.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, right? You've got to get it, and I'll tell you why. Because next year it'll be scrapped. And that one model you've got will be worth more than all of the others in about 50 years' time.
Quite possibly, yeah, quite possibly. I mean, as far as styling goes, I think the only bit of styling on this car is the fact that on the mini shark fin at the back, they've decided, oh, let's paint that bit white and do some red and green stripes on it to just kind of show the Italian flag. I think my dodgy fucking livery was better than this, you know.
But like I say, I think we mentioned other week about Renault, and then after we did this podcast, I put up that tweet that Sean Bull's been hired by Renault to do liveries. Yep. So he's pretty much through Twitter, he's got his dream job.
Yeah,
his passion's become his job, and clearly because his passion is that good at what he does, F1 team's gone, you know what, this kid's got some talent, let's give him a job. I'm sorry, but who the fuck works at Ferrari? Must be some absolute twat that's just sat there going,
can you imagine it's a long discussion, can't you? That's just offended all the Italians. Well, it can't be a very long conversation, can it? Like, how should we style the car? Just paint it red.
Red.
Okay. Well, that's that conversation done. We'll go for lunch now. Now, I mean,
the thing is, though, on previous cars, there was more style on all the previous cars. There was more white or more black or more, mixture of the two. And this one is predominantly red with a thin strip of white at the back.
Yeah.
Now, is that basically saying, oh, we're going back to our original most red as possible and all that? But for me, it just doesn't do it. It's just like...
It doesn't. But, I mean, to be fair, this isn't just about looking at liveries, though. It's about looking at the cars and the designs of the cars. And Ferrari have gone with a very high side pod. I mean, they've gone quite aggressive with the look of this car again. Let's just show another picture. I mean, I don't know, with this next picture, it kind of looks like someone has chopped off part of the top of the car at the back. Which you'll be able to see in 1 second, guys. Just send it. But I don't know. I think the halo seems to stand out a bit more on this car as well. It seems maybe they've done more with it aerodynamically. Like, it just looks bulkier and thicker. Stands out a bit more for me, but not necessarily in a good way.
Yeah,
that's all I've got to say is
But you think of cars from past, you think of Senna's and McLaren, you think Schumacher's Ferrari.
struggling.
You think this, I'm sorry, F1's fucking close to beat. I watched that McLaren documentary and that fat Frenchman, what's his name?
Boulier,
yeah. he looks like he spends more time in cake shop than actually in McLaren head office. Checking out the pastries. But yeah, I remember him saying in that documentary, I don't know if either of you have seen it yet, but he says it takes years to build an F1 team and you can kill it in 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, McLaren killed it in 3 years. That's how much damage
I'm thinking any more stupid decisions like this. We've got the Halo, we've got the Grid Girls. Another stupid decision, and I think F1's on the edge.
Well, what about what Bernie Eccleston said this week?
Oh, what's he said?
That Formula One should go all electric, but they've got to be like massive amount of power, so that it's not like another Formula E series. It's the ultimate in motorsport, but electric. And I'm thinking, oh my god, did he really just say that?
Yeah, but he also came out and said that the FIA should listen to Ferrari with what they're saying about they might actually go off and make their own series. And I know we've all heard that before, but I could actually see one of these companies. I mean, one of these companies like Ferrari or Red Bull going, you know what? Fuck it, let's just go and make our own race series where we can do what the fuck we want with our cars.
But you know for a fact, if Adrian Newey were given a blank slate and said, let's make F1 our own version of F1, but it's called Red Bull it's just called Red Bull Racing, and it had like Adrian Newey designed cars. It just fucking shit all over F1.
It potentially would. Okay, quick comparison of the Ferrari compared to last year's car. You can see a little bit of what I was on about with the side pods being higher, smaller. Definitely looking a little bit different, that's for sure. I am kind of liking the look of the cars without the shark fin compared to last year, to be honest. But I mean, maybe it's just that Ferrari logo being on the side of the back of the car, just giving it a bit more colour in there.
Have they lost the Santander sponsorship? Is that why there's no white on it?
I don't know. They might have done.
I thought Santander were running out of money or something. I thought they were doing really bad business.
That might be why they're not in Formula One.
Could be
as a sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sponsor name for them on the rear wing or the side of the car, so maybe they have lost them as a sponsor. Maybe that's something we can check on in a little while. But
I got a question for you though,
the
Dave.
thing is though, right? Hang on, you don't need to have a sponsor to have a colour on your car.
No, that is true. Yeah. And question for you then, Dave. I know it's a bit of something that's bugged you recently, or probably for quite some time.
Oh God.
2018 car compared to the 2017 car, you can see exactly how much of the floor is exposed around the rear end of the car.
Yeah, you've kind of spoiled my conversation of a Merc we're going to get to in a bit, but go on.
Oh, I was going to say, should they ban any exposed floor?
Yes, I think they should. But we'll save that question for when we get to the Mercedes, because it'll sort of highlight a point that I made last week. So I think, anyway, Steve, you were keeping scores of how the cars look that we gave or something, so ask away, I reckon.
Alright, James, give us it on the F1 2018 Ferrari. What do you reckon?
1 out of 10.
Okay, Dave?
2.
And I'll go with a 2 as well, I think.
I reckon if you asked the toddler to design a Ferrari livery, would they come up with something a bit better than that?
Maybe. Maybe. I just well, okay, we haven't helped ourselves, right, by going through liveries the likes of Sean Ball and the other fella, I've forgotten his name, designed that look absolutely fucking amazing. There's a load of styling on them, and then we knew what was going to happen. We come to the real cars and it's like, it's just one colour.
But like, you could have had like what on that Sean Bull one. You know where it says Ray-Ban UPS on the first image. On the just behind the airbox, there's a massive red area with nothing. Yeah. Even if you'd have had a shaded Ferrari horse,
something, anything like
stomach. That. Yeah,
but
nothing, absolutely fuck all.
Yeah,
unless there's a reason for it, and it's because that's going to be for a certain sponsor that's going to go there, but they don't want to release the sponsor.
Maybe, but I doubt it, because if they've got a sponsor, it'll be on the car. But I mean, a company like
unless it's one they've not received money from yet.
A company like Ferrari, they're going to have all their sponsors done and dealt with before they even headed out to the first test session. It's different. It's different if you're a Force India. But if you look at the comparison picture that I showed, the area you're on about, I tried to mention before I got cut off. The area you're on about actually had the Ferrari logo on last year.
Yeah, I think Ray-Ban. I'm pretty sure it was either 2015. I think it was 2015 or 2016. Halfway through the season, Ray-Ban came on board, and then that were halfway through a season.
Maybe. Okay, let's move on anyway to because that Ferrari's depressing.
Just going to say though, if there's any viewers watching and want to vote live, we can include it to the rating. Give us what you think for the Ferrari out of 10, and we'll add them up as well.
Yeah. It's taking to be a very high score. Okay, on to the Mercedes, and I've got to say, for the Mercedes, I actually don't mind it. At least it's got a little bit of style to it. It does look a little darker than it did last season, but I'm going on the launch pictures, where I think it was in a dark environment anyway. But it doesn't look that different to sort of what James made, actually.
With white lines.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, they could have just made a plain silver car, but at least someone's had the balls to go, no, let's put some wavy turquoise lines on it. It'll make it stand out.
It's like they've put some Flovis paint on it and then gone, right, that's the livery.
Yeah. Now, something I mentioned last week was how narrow the back of the cars are, and this next picture, I mean, the Mercedes has got to be the narrowest Formula 1 car I've ever seen, and obviously I mentioned it last week before the Merc was launched, and then this picture came out, and that, when I saw it, I just sort of went, holy shit, what are they doing with the back end of Formula 1 cars? Because that, to me, just does not look right.
Exactly.
Which is the front?
These designers, they go, oh, well, this is the most efficient thing. But it should be somewhere in the regulations where it's like, it has to fit within these dimensions to look good. So you have to fit within these dimensions. I'm sorry, but I've said this. The proportions of a Formula 1 car now are fucked.
Yeah.
Like actually working, they're probably the most efficient F1. Well, they are the most efficient F1 cars ever created. Every year they get better and better. But visually, they're just looking fucking horrible.
Yeah. I mean, looking down on this Merc, there's not a single thing about it that makes me go, wow.
Front wing looks like
how bad it is.
Front wing looks like a razor blade. Front nose looks like what? The halo, get it off. The side pods, that's like an extension of the front wing. It's like another two set of razor blades on the side there.
It's like a Mach 3, isn't it?
It's just fucking horrible. It's an horrible shaped set of regulations.
Yeah.
But to do with the floor pan at the back, though, that's all exposed, that just for me says that all it's going to take is a bit of contact, and it's not only going to fuck your own race over, you're going to give somebody else a puncher.
I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to. I mean, I'd be tempted to say, if you've got floor, like, okay, up to a certain point towards the back, if you've got a floor, you've got to have bodywork on it. Because that to me just looks... Because Formula 1 cars used to be big-bodied, right? So it would cover most of the floor towards the back. And I mean, that for me is, well, it kind of says a few things. First of all, the engine is way too fucking small, because for the engine to fit in there somewhere, and with all of the gubbins and stuff, then it must be fucking tiny. Okay, it's impressive they get to go the speeds that they do, but look at all that space, make them use it, because that to me just looks fucking ridiculous. Or you say, right, you're not allowed a floor there.
But I mean, I can see exactly what the engineers have done, right? They're going, right, what's not efficient is as soon as the air goes around the side pods, we can't get the air to stick to the bodywork and avoid the rear wheels. So what we'll do is we'll put the rear wheels even further back, and then we've got more chance of getting that airflow underneath the rear wing and miss the rear wheels, so we've got less drag. That's fair enough, but it looks fucking ridiculous. The driver is closer to the front wheels by a mile than he could sit, he could rotate a full 180 degrees opposite way, and he'd be further away from the back wheels than he is to the front. Oh. And I remember even, there's a model I've got here, it's Lewis Hamilton 2009, it were an awful car, but that were regulations when Braun won. And I've also got Button's Braun car, and he sat way further away from the front wheels than he is to the back. The back wheels are only a little bit behind.
I mean,
now the driver's getting further and further forwards, and the rear end's getting longer and longer.
I mean, what was it? You say there's about 2 meters of car in front of the driver. Well, if there's 2 meters of car in front of the driver, there's 3 meters of car behind him. So, I mean, the cars are fine. I mean, this is one thing that got me when I saw them live. The cars are they are big, they are huge, they are surprisingly long. And for me, it does look ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
I understand the engineers going, oh yeah, it'd be brilliant, but why isn't somebody controlling in F1 going, that's too long?
Yeah. Yeah. It's too long, it looks shit. I mean, okay, from an engineering perspective, it probably makes sense to have everything in a straight line, right, from front to back, just behind the driver, because you can make it much more aerodynamic. But it just doesn't look good.
No.
I've just improved it.
The thing is, though, right, as stupid as it sounds, basically what Steve's done is covered in the side pods all the way back to the back tyres, including the floor, in grey. And it actually, I mean, that's the thing. If the bodywork covered the whole of the floor and came up to the same height as the air
side
vents,
pod.
the side pod vents, it would look a hell of a lot better. I mean, this just kind of makes me think of it's Formula One's version of Borat in the Mankini.
Yeah. I mean, what's the next thing that they can figure out, that they can put the radiators on the front nose or something, and it'll just be basically a canoe.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll show you a quick comparison from last year's Merc to this year's Merc. See what you think about the differences on that. I mean, okay, styling wise, they haven't done much different, but
it's got style though. It's got substance to the image. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a colour. Yes, they've got
What I'm meaning is, I'm going to send you an image here, and this is Hamilton's 2009 car. And look at the difference between the length of the car and proportions. Obviously, that when refueling were allowed, but that just looks better proportioned to me. Looks more like a little go-kart.
Oh yeah, see what you mean. I mean,
it's almost.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it's almost as if what they've done now is they made the cars longer. So it's not necessarily the backs are thinner. It's just that the distance between where the air intakes end and where the shark fin comes down and the rear wing is further apart, so that there's more space for the air to come in. But I do know that McLaren is one of the longest cars on the grid, and that's why they tend to struggle at circuits like Monaco.
You mean Mercedes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously they have their reasons for making the cars longer, but aesthetically, I mean, it just don't work for me. And when it comes to a sport you're watching on television, how they look plays a major factor. I mean, okay, the styling of. Go on.
Sorry to butt in, but I always think aesthetics should be number one in F1 above anything else.
Well, if that is the case, how the hell did Donald Trump win the election?
It's not
when he looks like the way he does.
It's not F1 though. I mean, looks do play a massive part, let's face it, because if the cars look shit, people will tune out. If the cars sound shit, people will tune out. If the racing's shit, people will tune out. And I think that is got to be a concern for Formula 1, is that especially now in the day and age that we live in, where people can go and look at designs of liveries that people make and go, why aren't those designs on these cars? Why are these cars plain and boring? I mean, okay, the Merc doesn't look too bad in comparison to the Ferrari, but the Merc, I think, still looks pretty shit.
Yeah.
Okay, come on then, let's have some numbers. What are you going to give it?
Who's going first?
I'll tell you what, I'll go first, because I think this one doesn't look too bad. Right, I think this one is one of the nicer looking ones on there on the grid. So I'm going to give it a 7.
I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 5.
So we're all in a similar ballpark. It's not very good. Now we're going to move on to something a little bit more interesting. The McLaren. Now, the annoying thing is, I'm sure the three of us are going to say certain things about this car, but I will just point out, it is only mainly one fucking colour, guys. There's no style to it.
A bit of blue on it.
On the front wing and rear wing, but that's about it.
But the blue's chrome.
It's mainly one colour. I'm going to be devil's advocate here. It's only one colour, guys. How can you call it stylish? I know you haven't yet, but...
I said it's stylish, but the areas which are black, I would have preferred them to be in bright orange as well.
More orange.
More orange.
So you want it more all the same colour?
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that they've got the papaya. Where the blues come from, not 100% sure, but I think it works well with the orange. So, not much style to it, but I like it. I don't know why. I'd like it.
Oh, sorry, girl. I don't know if I like it because I want to see them back up at front. But at least I'll be able to turn on TV. At least you'll be able to turn on TV and you'll have somebody sat next to you who don't know fuck all about it, and you can literally go, "Oh, that's a McLaren," and they'll probably remember it.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of these cars, you just go, "Oh, that's that car." I mean, let's say for example, that's Grosjean. Are you going to remember that?
No. I mean, what I will say is, okay, this is mainly one colour. There isn't any style to it. There's no special design, but I think they've been kind of clever with this one, in that because it is the orange with a little hint of blue and the black, it stands out more than any other car on the grid. I still would like to see much more styling on it. I mean, for example, if on the side of the car there was perhaps some blue up the side of the car, it might look pretty good. But having said that, having seen the car on the track, it definitely does stand out. When the cars are heading towards the camera, you can straight away, boom, that's a McLaren, and you know what?
Yeah.
It actually does look pretty good. So for me, I'm kind of mixed on it. I want more styling on it, but at the same time, I like what they've done because at least it stands out.
At least it's different. a lot of them you just get bored because you just know what it's going to be. You know McLaren's going to be, you know Mercedes is going to be silver, a bit of green, bit of blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know Ferrari's going to be red and a little bit of white. You know Red Bull's going to be boring as fuck. You know what I mean? The ones which are a bit different are the ones which are like, oh, I like that. I mean,
but the Ferrari, they could have done anything with that bit of white, and they've done fuck all with it basically.
Nothing.
They've got a little strip of grey underneath, which is neither here nor there. It's not really design. It's like, let's just put an underline underneath the car, and that's basically what they've done. They've underlined it. Yeah. Whereas this, they've said, we don't need to make any style on this car. This car is stylish as it is.
Yeah.
That's their philosophy in a way with this.
The thing that pissed me off with McLaren over the last few years is, since Button left, I reckon, or even just before Button left, it didn't matter how good the car was, the car always looked fucking brilliant. Then they brought in the black McLaren, and since then the car's been shit and the car's looked shit. At least now, if the car runs shit, at least it'll look half decent.
I'm just thinking about recent era F1 cars that actually looked semi-decent as a car, and I was just thinking then about Ferrari. I think the 2013 Ferrari was probably the best looking modern Ferrari of recent times, proportion wise and livery. To say it's just the same red, white.
Yeah, I mean, it did have kind of a long front, but proportion-wise, it's
just
not
even
too
the
bad.
white line relating to the nose. The nose on that looks a million times better than the noses we've got now.
Yeah. But that's a Ferrari, and we're on about the McLaren. So, I reckon we... so, I've been alright. I don't know what's with me today. I'm like, right, we're not having fun tonight, guys. We're going to fucking do what we're here to fucking do. So,
do you know yesterday, Dave?
Points about this. Go on.
Alright, we were playing Pro Evo for not very long.
Yeah,
our lad.
Not very long.
For James, you probably don't know, it's a football game.
What?
Right? It's a football It's a football game. Oh. Well, anyway, alright. Dave has a bit of a rant, and I'm thinking I should have fucking recorded that afterwards.
Fucking went
because he was like,
I'm not going to lose my fucking temper.
Fuck
you.
Right, McLaren then. Let's have some scores for it. Let's start with you, James.
McLaren?
Yep.
Just because it's different, I'll give it a 7.
Okay, Dave?
7. If it had had just a bit more styling on it, it could have got a lot more.
Yeah, I've gone with a 7 as well on that.
Okay.
What do we have next then?
Force India.
Ooh.
Now,
are you surprised that they're still being called Force India?
Yeah.
Well, has it been confirmed that their team name is not going to change, or has it just not been confirmed as to what their new name will be?
It should just be some. What is it now? McLaren hashtag. I think it's be brave or something like that. The pink one should be something like.
Come on, give us something. See, maybe
with pinky, but I'm trying to think of something rude that'd be funny.
Yeah, be careful.
Could call it, because VJ Malia is a bit of a pirate now, and he lives on the sea.
Could have called it the VJJ.
The JJ, yeah.
The GG. It does look, I would say the halo on it though, it does look like a bit of a double-ended dildo.
I don't know where you be getting your sex toys from. You know what? This is a weird one for me, right? Because I'm not a big fan of the pink car. It's nothing against the colour pink or anything like that. I'm just not a fan of that colour on Formula One cars. But I actually think... I
like it.
Well, you cut me off before I could finish speaking, you bastard. Fuck off. I was gonna say...
Well, do you know what?
I think this... Fuck off! I think this is actually the best styled car on the grid.
And it's pink.
And it's pink. Yeah. I actually do think it's the better looking car. I mean...
But just think, though, if the McLaren had done that but in orange, we'd have been going, whoa, brilliant.
Yeah. But this is what I was kind of on about with the McLaren. I mean, okay, if the pink bits of this car were papaya and the darker pink bits and white bits were blue and black, fucking spot on. That okay, perhaps could be, but it would look good. It'd look really good. But the thing is, Force India have always been one of the teams that says, yeah, okay, we're going to do something a bit different with the way our car looks.
I was just thinking back now, or watching old season reviews of F1 on YouTube, and I think it showed 2008. I think I was watching 2008 one, and the lineup were horrible. It were Adrian Suttle and Summit Liuzzi or something, fucking awful drivers, and the car were fucking awful as well. And it's just bonkers to think how far they've come since 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And how good of a team that is. I just wish they could get some even more sponsorship and catapult themselves.
Yeah.
Like to be pissing off the, like Red Bull and stuff.
Well, at the moment they are the best of the rest, aren't they?
Yeah.
But as for livery,
as for drivers, though, I only like one. The other one's a bit of a cunt.
Which one is it that you like, and then we know which one's a cunt?
I like the German lad. Is he German?
Is he German?
He's sponsored by Mercedes. So I'm thinking
I thought he was Mexican.
Oh no, not that. Oh, fuck me. It's Team Checo.
so you like Ocon?
Yeah, so it's Ocon you like and Perez you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as looks go, it's probably one of the better looking cars just because it's different. I mean, at least teams like these and McLaren have got the balls to do something a little bit different. But I mean, I am looking at the car and thinking, proportion-wise, right? It wasn't that long ago that F1 cars, the end of the nose was about where the BWT is along the front axle of the car, and the rear wing would be where the two white stripes meet, just near the W66 on the back end of the car. So there's an extra 1.5 meters each end that just makes the cars way too big. Now don't get me wrong, I understand that their drivers need some protection on their legs, and that's one of the reasons why the wheels have been moved forward, but I mean, you look at where the wheels are, there's another 1.5 meters a car.
Yeah, but why does the front wing, okay, I know how much the front wing creates downforce, but why does the front wing have to be wider than, or as wide as the front wheels? Why can't the dimensions of it have to be within the front wheels, but also not as far forward, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make the front wing smaller.
Because all of the teams would moan and say, well, we want to be able to put the air over the front tyre.
But if you own Formula 1, you just go tough shit.
Yeah. Anyway, score this car.
Livery, actually, in terms of even car shape, I think even though a lot of the cars are pretty much very, very similar looking, I think that's probably one of the best looking noses, even though it's like the nostril look. One of the best looking front noses out of the lot. But livery-wise, I'd probably give it also a 7 out of 10.
Well, for me, this aerial view looks a bit like an arse and a vagina. So I'll have to give it a 71.
Oh dear.
So what did you say, James? I misheard.
I'm just thinking about something else now. 7 out of...
Okay. Well, I'm giving it...
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 4.
A 4?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm surprised at that. I'm going to give it...
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I'm going to give it
don't
an 8.
Want that one.
I'm going to give it an 8. I like it.
An 8. Ooh, 1, 2. Only twice before have we had an 8 or higher.
Okay, Toro Rosso.
We've got a bias. We like Toro Rosso, don't we? Especially Handor.
Well,
we're sponsored by Handor.
True. I've got 2 pictures here, and they're both comparison pictures last year to this year. Yeah. And
they've saved some money, haven't they?
Yeah. Used the same style. But you know what? I mean, to be fair, the Toro Rosso was one of the best looking cars last year. And okay, it's a little bit frustrating that it hasn't changed in its style. There's been a lot of changes to obviously the body of the car and things like that. It's clear to see. But I'm a little disappointed that they haven't changed the styling. However, it still looks better than the fucking Red Bull does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It does look better than the Red Bull. But I'm disappointed that they've not gone, okay, let's do something a little different again. Yeah. You got to invite. In my mind, you stand still, you're going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to do something. You've got to evolve, and you've got to make people want to look at it. And for sponsors that are on the car, okay, it's Red Bull mainly sponsors, but there are other sponsors on the car as well. Surely they would want as many people to be taking pictures of this car and say, have you seen this car? It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Because then the sponsors are getting seen.
Yep.
And for me, it's just like, what does the Toro Rosso look like this year? Oh, same as last year, apart from it's got a H on the front.
And the side.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you. I've got a side comparison of the two, and yeah, I mean, design-wise, there's not a lot of difference in styling. That's for certain. But
have we seen that go around the track yet or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
They went round Barcelona yesterday and today.
How what Honda guys doing? Were they looking all right?
All I can say is that so far, Toro Rosso have not experienced any mechanical problems.
Well, I was going to get on to the test sessions at some point today, because I've got the lap times and amount of laps done for each of the teams for day 1 and day 2. So we'll get on to that in a moment, and I'm sure James will have an opinion on that one. But okay, the style of this Toro Rosso hasn't changed, so points off for that. However, I actually still think it's one of the better looking cars on the grid.
Yeah. Well, it is. I preferred the nose of last year's car.
So,
interesting. I prefer the nose of this year.
I like the way that the red line continues through the car this year, from the front to the back, whereas last year it was kind of like when it was underneath and then jumped up onto the side pod. So the red line flows through. But it
looks like massive fucking holes in the floor.
They're not holes. They're not allowed to have holes. They are slits. There's a difference.
Yeah. So, time to score the Toro Rosso then.
I'll give it an 8.
Ooh, okay. Dave?
I'll give it a 7. Points off for not up in their design.
Well, I would have said, if I'd have seen this for the first time, I'd have given it an 8. But because I've seen it a year ago, I'm going to have to reduce it. And I'm going to give it a 6.
Ooh.
The only reason I give it an 8 is because it's got a bit of chrome on it.
Ah, yeah.
True.
It didn't have chrome. That chrome silver Red Bull text I probably wouldn't be as happy. But give me a bit of chrome on a car, and I turn into a little boy.
We've noticed. Okay, I've got all of the liveries then up on the screen. You can see there as well the Red Bull. They have changed their design, as we knew they would. They're going with pretty much identical to last year. So our score for them is 0.
Hang on a minute. How come we're giving them 0 but not Red Bull? I mean Toro Rosso.
Because Toro Rosso's looks good. Red Bull's doesn't.
Okay. All right. So I'll total up some scores
As we said, Red Bull's camouflage livery looks better than the livery they're gonna race with. That for me is where was the point? 0.
Yeah. And it costs money to do it as well, which is like, why bother?
Now, what would be interesting is, Steve, I know that you will have the scores for all of these cars, but I think we should each just say which we think is our preferred car, and then, Steve, you can tell us which car got the most votes. Oh,
okay.
For me, the Renault is the best looking car on the grid.
I'd agree.
And I concur.
So all three of us then think that the Renault is the best looking car. And I mean, yeah, I don't think we need to say. I mean, well, let's look at it. Haas, dark picture, probably to hide how shit the car looks. Williams, same as last year, but actually a bit worse. Red Bull, copy. Oh, look, another Williams. Oh no, sorry, it's a Sauber. Renault, that looks alright. Mercedes, silver, bit of blue, not bad. Ferrari, wow, yep, that's red. It's actually more red than they've ever used, but okay. Fucking hell, a big Biro. That stands out a bit, not too bad. Oh, the Toro Rosso. Is that last year's car or is that this year's car? Oh, it's got a halo on, it's this year's car. Fucking hell, Pink Fong. It's like the Pink Panther, that. At least it's different. There you go, Force India. Not bad. So basically you got 7 shit looking cars. One looks a bit like a pen but stands out, and 2 cars that look kind of ridiculous but actually are the best looking cars there.
But looking at them from nose on or from front on like we are doing, I made a comparison between the Sauber and the Williams looking very similar from the front, and you can see on this now exactly how similar they do look like from the front.
Yeah.
Which is a bit worrying. Not worrying, I just would prefer them to have been different. But onto the scores. Now, we all say that the Renault was the best looking one, and according to the scores, we would be right. They were top. 24 out of 30 we gave them. We had some viewer scores come in. Someone gave it a 7.8. That was true. Yeah, but somebody else didn't like it. They gave it an 8. Sorry, a 4. But in second place, any guesses for who's in second place?
McLaren. Oh, excuse me.
Joint in second place with Toro Rosso, both on 21 points out of 30.
That's not too bad.
So McLaren and Toro Rosso joint second. So into fourth place is Force India on 19 points. Then fifth is Merc, 18 points. Sixth, Sauber, 16. Then it gets a bit scary after this. Seventh, Haas on 8 points. Then in ninth, we've got Ferrari on 5 points out of 30. And then we've got the Red Bull that we've all agreed that gets a 0.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Fucking. I think we need to lighten the mood a little bit. Or is it lightening the mood? James, I know you asked how the Toro Rosso has been getting on. Have you seen how Alonso was getting on?
Yeah, they were saying it were a loose wheel, but it looked more to me like a suspension failure or something.
Well, I'm playing the video on the stream now. I could send it to you guys as well. I will do actually because I've put a slow motion on it and I may be able to show it a few times. I mean, yes, they did say it was a loose wheel nut, a problem with the wheel nut. Which, I mean, I was looking at Facebook comments today and someone was saying, I thought the wheels were meant to be tethered on. And I just thought, okay, yeah, that you're someone that doesn't know anything about F1, because.
But I thought they were tethered on.
Well, no. If the car crashes, then the wheels are tethered, but obviously the wheel isn't tethered itself, is it?
No, if the wheel nut's not on, it's not tethered.
Yeah, exactly. And there were people saying, "Oh, this." Like, I think Zach Brown basically said it's nothing too worrying. I mean, it's why you have practice sessions. I think the only real concern would be, is it a problem that there was an F1 wheel flying off towards the spectator area?
And also, where did the wheel nut go? Because we didn't see the wheel nut come off.
Well,
and that's a hefty chunk of metal.
That is true. I mean, the wheel nut, well, I was going to say, may not have come off. It may still have been attached to the wheel. I don't know, but I mean, it's a little bit concerning. But obviously, I think McLaren were able to get back out that day. But like I said, it's what practice is all about. I think Toro Rosso would have been smiling though. But did you see what else Fernando Alonso did yesterday?
No.
No, fill us in.
Okay, I will.
Fill me in.
Okay, I'll send you a link. You can let me know when you're ready to play it.
Right, hang on.
I'm ready when James is ready.
Just been a bit slow, hang on. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I think, I've got it ready now.
Okay, play. This is what happens when Fernando Alonso catches up to a Toro Rosso.
Why not?
Yeah, too right.
Is that why you got the fastest lap of the day?
It could be. The thing is, though, having seen this, I'm going to show it again. Having seen this, it does just make me think they need to bring that corner back into this racetrack.
Yeah. Get rid of that Mickey Mouse. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree. If I was Fernando Alonso, I'd just keep driving around there just to take the piss.
I actually thought about this, right? What would happen if all of the drivers decided, you know what, guys, let's all of us just drive that way, right? We'll ignore those three corners. Let's all just fucking drive the old track. Let's see what happens. Because if they all do it, what are the FIA going to do? Disqualify everyone?
They would have to, wouldn't they? They would have to, because if they didn't, then nobody would listen to them.
Yeah, true. But if they did it through a practice session, and everyone's like, right, okay, I mean, I'm not saying that they should, but if the argument is of safety, because that's why those corners aren't like that anymore, is for safety, the speed the cars come out to the final corner.
It's fine, because I've got a halo.
Well, yeah, true. But yeah, pisses me off, to be honest. I mean, if Fernando...
Are you telling me that...
What?
Sorry, go on. No, go on.
No, I was going to say, Fernando Alonso hasn't gone to the FIA after that and said, why aren't we driving them corners? Why are we driving these fucking Mickey Mouse chicanes that creates zero opportunity for overtaking, ruins races, and slows cars down way too much? Meaning you've got to be right up a gearbox on the exit of those Mickey Mouse corners to have any hope of overtaking into turn one, instead of actually coming through the final two corners fairly close to someone and having the ability to overtake into turn one.
The thing is, the whole of that last sector is fucked right from turn 11, because that used to be a sweeping left-hand bend into a sweeping right-hand bend, whereas now it's like 90-degree left or almost a hairpin. And I don't know, I like racetracks that are fast and flowing, but when you've got to get speed down as stupid as you do for those Mickey Mouse chicanes, you're not going to overtake in those chicanes. You're not going to overtake on the exit of the chicane. And because of the nature of the corner, you've got to follow through one by one. So the car in front's always going to be on his power, a car length bit ahead of you, you've got less chance, even with DRS down that straight, to get up alongside them.
Yep. Absolutely 100% agree. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at the information from day one's test session. Laps, the amount of laps, fastest lap time, tyres that was used for the fastest lap. So James, you wanted to know how Toro Rosso were getting on. On the first day, they managed to do 93 laps with no engine problems as far as I'm aware.
What the hell?
Yeah. Now McLaren only did 51 laps, but that's because the wheel nut came off after 5, so they had quite a period of obviously not running the car. I mean, looking at it, Bottas 58 laps, Hamilton 25 laps, Carlos Sainz only did 26 laps, and Ricciardo did 105, so he's obviously happy.
Oh God! I'm backfiring like last year.
What worries me though, looking at this, is the guys that set the faster laps are on the medium compound. I know that the temperature wasn't great, but you'd expect a Kimi on a soft compound Ferrari to be quicker than a medium compound Red Bull.
The only thing is you've no idea how much fuel the cars are running. So I mean, Fernando Alonso, for example, when the McLaren is running super soft tyre, I mean, whether it's a new relationship between McLaren and Renault, you'd expect someone on a super soft tyre to be top of the sheet. However, if they're full of fuel, they're not even going to get close.
If they've done a 30-lap stint, they're not going to get close, are they?
Yeah. Or even if it's only a 2-lap stint, but they've got 30 laps worth of fuel in, they're not going to get anywhere close to the lap time. So,
all right, question for you, Dave. Can you pronounce the Force India driver?
Nikita Mazepin. Easy. Or Marzipan.
Now, is that male or female?
No idea. I'm sure Nikita was an actress. But yeah, so anything stand out there for you guys? Anything of interest for you?
The fact that Honda even got that many laps on board.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the things I've been hearing about the Honda is that in the Toro Rosso, it's been working extremely well. We'll have a quick look at day 2's information, which is from today. And I think this one might surprise you a little bit. If you have a look at total laps completed.
What, with the McLaren only doing 37?
Well, you've got Ferrari has done 98. You've then got Mercedes done 94. Then you've got Toro Rosso has done 82 laps. So the third most amount of laps of all the drivers. Now, admittedly, if you add the two Williams together, they've done 100. But I'm not adding
that is true. I was just looking at the fact that there was 11 drivers on there and only 10 teams.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, obviously, the lap times were quicker than the previous day with Vettel.
I want to point something out.
What?
Kubica was faster than Sorokin.
Well, it's interesting you mention that because Robert Kubica today has come out and said it's time for everyone to stop talking about my limitations, right? Because he was quick. He was quicker than what Lance Stroll did, and he was quicker than what Sorokin did. Now, there could be differences in fuel loads, there could be differences of setup, there could be lots of differences. But Robert Kubica is basically saying, look, it's time for people to stop thinking I'm not capable of doing this. I'm more than capable of doing this. Look at the lap times. So maybe Kubica is getting a bit feisty, wanting his race seat.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah. Even if it's not in a Williams, he's basically saying, look, I'm good enough to be in this sport.
Yeah.
Because I can see names on that list that definitely one name on that list that shouldn't be there.
Magnussen.
Yeah.
Van
But even
Dorn.
yeah, 2 for definite there. I mean, for me, it'd be better than a Gasly, but I can't take anything away from Gasly or from Leclerc. But you know, they've got to have their chance, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um,
What concerns me a little bit though is Stoffel Van Dorn in the McLaren had done 37 laps, not many, and he was on the hyper soft tyre and still wasn't faster than a Ferrari on a soft or a Mercedes on a medium.
Yeah. What I will say, what I know from a report I had was that the test was cut short. At some, I know it's the same for all teams. Test was cut short due to the weather because they had snow today as well.
Yes, they did. Not a lot, but enough to slow him down a bit. So yeah. Well, there we go. That's information about the pre-season test. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen much footage about the pre-season. If there's anything that you've seen that you want to mention.
The only thing I've seen, well, it's more what I've heard, and that is every car sounds the same apart from the Toro Rosso with the Honda engine in it. Now, is it the fact that the Honda engine, whatever noise that is it's making, is its downfall, or whether that's something that's going to give it something extra? Maybe it's just something we'll have to wait and see. But it's sort of the Honda has always made a different noise, really difference in noise compared to the other teams, whereas all the other cars for me sound the same. Even the Ferrari sounds very much similar to the Merc this year.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when they're all running to pretty much the same parameters. James, you've been very quiet. Your thoughts?
I don't know.
Wait till we get to Melbourne.
Well, I don't know. Well, I seem to remember 2011, McLaren had a really, really shit test, and they were sort of like downplaying their hopes of being anywhere. And I'm pretty sure Lewis Hamilton finished second in Melbourne. But yet, like the lap times during testing were shocking.
Yeah.
So people are able to turn stuff around. I seem to remember, I think it might have been in 2012, Ferrari had shocking testing, and everybody was going, "Oh my god!" I mean, I seem to remember it was back in day when it were on BBC, and well, no, actually, it would have been on Sky. What? 2012? I think that was the first year of Sky. But anyway, I seem to remember that knobhead. What's his face with big nose and glasses?
That narrows it down.
Yeah.
Jordan going, yeah, Ferrari, what are they doing and all this lot?
I think he was on about Ballast.
No. By end of season, Alonso only lost out by like a couple of points. So I always think you don't know the pecking order until maybe not even Melbourne, because Melbourne's very specific.
Yeah, it's usually
kind
third
of
race.
Circuit. I think you want to wait until you get to a proper racetrack before you can judge the pecking order.
Yeah, I mean, you look
normally
at the
teams. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, you look at the last couple of years and how many cars have broke down on the way to the grid at Melbourne.
Yeah, quite often though, the teams say wait until we get into the European part of the season, and that's when you get to see what the teams are all about. Because that's when they start bringing on the developments and stuff, upgrades.
But unfortunately, it's not like that anymore, because if you haven't got the points in the bag before the European season starts, you're fucked. Don't matter how amazing your car is, if you're playing catch-up, it's just too little too late. If you get to the Spanish Grand Prix and you've got the quickest car on the grid, but you've lost the first 5 races because you've been pissing about, you're 5 races behind, so that's... let's say same person's won the first 5 races, you're already 125 points behind before you even start, so...
That is very, very true. That is very true. I mean, I must admit, I don't think I've been feeling the excitement for the start of this coming season that I've felt before. I don't know whether it's just because I'm getting older and grumpier. That is a factor, or whether it's just I'm not liking where the direction that Formula One seems to be going, and the little things like the grid girls. It's only a tiny little thing, but those kind of things are just making me think. You know what? It's spoiling. It is spoiling. I mean, it's like these test sessions. There's so many people asking, why, oh, why is there no
live feed?
Live feed, yeah.
Well, do you know what, right? I had a notification from the F1 Facebook page to say that they'd gone live, and it was that
the blonde lady,
Susie, whatever her name is, I can't remember.
The one that James don't like.
Yeah.
That fucking posh twat.
Yeah. There was the other guy
at Mercedes-Benz headquarters doing fuck all and getting paid 50 grand.
She'd be like, "Oh look, there's a Red Bull. Oh look, there's a Ferrari." Anyway,
it's just gone past.
The thing is, I did watch that.
But at the end of it, what do? Put the camera on the wall, right, to watch another car come past, and then it switches off. Why not just leave the camera on the wall, and I bet people will watch it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Annoyingly, I wish I'd have been able to afford to go there and sit there with a camera live streaming it. Because the amount of views you'd get would be fucking ridiculous. I mean, you look at how many people tuned in to Fernando Alonso just practicing for the Indy race, right?
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of people tuned in to a YouTube channel just to watch Alonso drive around in circles, pretty much on his own. Okay, a lot of us perhaps hoping that he would see him crash, but it was.
He did it 2 birds.
True. And that was before he got in the car. But I mean, this is the thing. If they had something like that, the amount of people that would tune in would be absolutely phenomenal. The problem is they'd probably go, "Oh, so many people have watched this. We could probably ask them to pay for it," and you can lose a lot of fan base by doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, well, we're going to get onto this later, but what I'm sick and tired of are people creating games for consoles, PC, whatever, and you pay 45 quid for a game brand new, and then they turn around and go, "Oh, you need to get our DLC for another 40 quid.
Yeah.
That is a fucking joke. Well, just to give you some idea, right? One of the reasons why I don't buy shooter games anymore was Battlefield. One of the Battlefield games. There used to be me, Dave, and a brother, another brother, and a few mates, and we used to all team up on it. And they released a game.
It's weird you said that, Steve, because I literally walked in game the other day. Well, the one in Harrogate shut down, probably because it's too extortionate. But I saw Battlefield 1 and I felt like getting you both. It were only 10.
Well, just saying though, on this DLC thing, I bought the game, which was 40, 50 quid. I think they bought it as well. Hooked up with their mates. One's called Lee, one's called Kyle. And we couldn't join them because we hadn't got the map that they'd got.
Yeah.
They'd paid 80 odd quid for the special one. So they decided, okay, we'll play on the map with you. Yeah, on the map that we'd got. Or on the group of maps. And we're like, this tank keeps blowing the fuck out of me. How does he know where I am? Oh, they'll have this special thing that can see through the walls so they know where you are. Well, how come I haven't got that? Oh, it's because they bought the DLC.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? So I'm playing a game where I've got no chance of winning.
Yeah.
You're playing a game with like one hand being tied behind your back because they paid more.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I've got the Star Wars game. And Vicky's mum got me at Christmas. I must have only played it about 3 times because there's no chance in playing because you've just got about 10 people on there constantly who have paid a load of money and there's no way of winning them.
Yeah.
You can't see them. You just all of a sudden you're running, bang, you're dead. You lay on the floor and there's some bloke a mile away just popped you, but you're like, how can he see me from a mile away? But literally, it's like every single time. It's just not even enjoyable to play.
Yeah.
But it's like the start of a game, right? I can understand how you sometimes during some games you unlock things as you go.
Yeah.
But right at the start of a game, I get in a tank and somebody else is in a tank. I shoot him, he doesn't die. He shoots me and I blow up into pieces. And I get told, oh, it's probably because he's armor-piercing rounds. And I said, armor-piercing rounds? They're not even available for me to unlock. Oh, no, it's because he got them on the DLC, paid the extra 40 quid for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's what war's like, though, isn't it? The person with the more money has the better weapons. But, I mean, when it comes to games, though, I mean, part of my rant last night was, why the fuck are we playing games in the age that we are? I don't mean the age that we are, but in this current day and age, how are we playing games that are still laggy and buggy to fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm talking whether it's to do with, I mean, okay, if someone's got a piss poor internet connection, then their connection to the game is going to be affected, and your connection with them is going to be affected. But when you know your internet is okay, and you know, like I say, me and Steve are playing, my internet's not as good as Steve's, but my internet should be more than capable of running the game. But when we're playing in a game and we play 2 games of football and everything's kind of okay, and then we get to a third one, and this guy's got Cristiano Ronaldo, and for some reason not a single one of our players can actually attempt to do a tackle anymore. Or even if they do attempt to do the tackle, it's half an hour after I fucking told him to do it. So it's kind of like the player's gone, oh, that's Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know how to play football anymore. And it's like, hang on a minute, that's not exactly right. Or you press a button telling the game to do something, pass the ball, kick the ball, do a tackle, and it don't fucking do it. I don't mean it has a little delay, I mean it don't fucking do it in any way, shape or form. What the fuck is going on? Because I mean, the analogy we've used in the past is, I mean, it used to be really bad on FIFA, but I mean, if you were playing Battlefield and you're a sniper and you pull your trigger and nothing happens, you're not going to be happy. But if you're playing a racing game and you press your brake pedal and nothing happens, that ruins the game. Now, in a motorsport game, people wouldn't stand up for that, but in other games, football games, we're expected to just accept it.
It's like in football, you go, right, I want to pass to that player. Nope, you're going to pass it 90 degrees off to the left over there instead.
Yeah.
Right? So hang on a minute. If I was on a racing game and I wanted to steer straight, I wouldn't expect the car to all of a sudden decide to steer 90 degrees off to the left.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen in a racing game. So why does it happen in a football game?
I doubt James will have the answer to that one because he's not a football fan. But
no, but same with a shooter, right? Yeah. If you're shooting at a man that's in front of you, you wouldn't all of a sudden expect your man to go, no, I'm not going to shoot him because he's shooting me. I'm going to try and shoot somebody else over there.
It depends on what controller setting you got, though. If you've got invert Y-axis, then you might do floor, ceiling, shoot, left, right, floor, ceiling, shoot, fuck, I don't know where I'm going. But anyway, talking about games though, I mean, I know one of the things we talked about last week was you guys wanted to talk about games from our toys from our childhood and stuff about that. We'll get to that in a moment. But I was going to say that we did ask Steve to provide us with some footage of highlights and lowlights of bits of racing that he's done. Now, for some of these, when I play these, the viewers won't be able to hear me, Steve and James talking, because there'll be live commentary on these videos. So I'll send a link to Steve and James, so they both can see what we're about to show to the viewers. So if you guys want to let me know when you're ready to play it, and I can play it for the viewers, as long as I get the right one. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, guys.
I'm ready when James is.
Actually, say that, Steve, do you want to tell people what this one might be about?
Well, it's a Singapore GP in a league race, and I didn't have a great qualifying session, but I knew I'd got a wicked setup, and I could take my tyres a lot further than a lot of other people. And it's going to be about halfway through the race when it comes in, and everybody in front of me has pitted probably 5 or 6 laps before me, and I've not long come out of the pits, and I'm closing down the cars in front of me because my tyres are fresher and I'm a lot quicker than them, and I'm expecting a good race result from this race. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so let's get ready to play in 3, 2, 1, enjoy. From a Racing GP is now all over the back of Acorn 95. I think David Hart may have made a pit stop, but yeah, I mean,
no,
Acorn
still on the primes. GP's flying.
No, from a Racing GP's on the option tyres. From a Racing GP recently made a pit stop, got rid of the prime tyres. Oh, sorry, Dave Hart, is he still on the primes?
Yes.
Okay, my apologies there. That's right, it's Acorn 95. Yeah, he must have made a pit stop recently because he's now... I'm trying to think. Yes, he must have made a stop because did he not put the prime tyre on?
Hindle in the pits.
So the race leader has pitted then. Keep an eye on what tyres he goes for, Ray, because 4th and 5th again very, very close here as they both look like they lock it up a little bit in Sector 2, the horrible, tight, twisty turns 16 and 17, now into the Tunnel of Doom. Well, I mean, it was huge disappointment there for Andy Russell. He was fairly well positioned in the race.
Prime tyres for Hindle.
Okay, so Hindle's gone for the prime tyres now, but again, he's going to get an undercut on Rickster. Rickster's now on warm prime tyres. Rickster really needs to get in the pits and get a set of option tyres on. To be honest, if he wants any chance of winning this race, he needs to be on the option tyres. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to do it, I don't think. From a Racing GP, should be close enough for DRS here. He is. Is he going to be able to attack as Acorn sideways out of turn 5? Using the slipstream, DRS is open. Acorn going defensive and then switching to the racing line as GP goes up the inside. Can he make the move stick? Side by side now into one of the corners that's really horrible to go side by side, and GP knows that. He's going for the switchback to put him into position for turn 9, but can't quite get the undercut done. Nice bit of racing from the two of them there. Oh, very, very close into the braking zones. Interesting little battle. Okay, Ray, have we got any movement on Rickster or Hybrid Nuke in 2nd or 3rd place?
Not yet. Nothing as of yet. Rickster's just gone in the pits now.
Okay, so Rickster realising then it's time to pit. He's been on those tyres for only about 7 or 8 laps. He will be able to run options to the end, and he's going to need to make...
It got held. Adam 4600 came out the pits and it held Rickster in the pit lane.
So a bit of a time loss for Rickster then. Doesn't want to be penalised for an unsafe release, although you can't really get penalised for an unsafe release on this. Acorn and GP still going at it here. DRS is going to be available again. So where has Rickster come out then, Ray? What position is he in? I'm guessing 3rd place.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hybrid Nuke will be leading the race, not having made his 2nd stop just yet, but I think it will be coming soon. But he is on the prime tyre, I believe, so I don't know whether he's going to mix the strategy and try going long on those, but I can't really see it working. Is again Acorn a little bit sideways out of turn 5. DRS available again for the Ferrari, but not close enough to go for the move. Acorn defending once again, and GP not able to attack.
Front row racing GP and Acorn 95. Battle's still going. GP's a lot closer coming with the DRS. He's right there.
Acorn! You can't go switching sides of the track like that, my friend. If you make a defensive move, make one of them, not multiple. You've just destroyed another guy's race. Oh my days. I tell you what, GP is not going to be happy about that one. 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room. So, Steve, actually, we should just say, I think James's comment was fucking awful, fucking dreadful.
Yeah, I think James's comment summed it up.
No, I think the line was "fucking idiot."
Who, Steve
Yeah.
or the other guy?
Not you, Steve. That Pratt in the silver car.
Yeah, it was one of those races though that I really felt I've got a chance of getting on the podium here, because I knew that I was going to be doing one pit stop less than everyone else. I just needed to get him out of the way, and I knew that that was the place I was going to do it. And yeah, he just moved over. I mean, I'm annoyed that I didn't have my onboard footage of this, because it clearly shows that I get up alongside him and then he just moves left on me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, where am I meant to go?
I mean, I remember seeing it from the spectacle, because obviously I was commentating on that, where it's difficult to see exactly what the cars do, but I do remember seeing it from both drivers' perspective. And yeah, he was a driver, unfortunately, liked to defend like Verstappen used to, which is, all right, okay, you're going to go over that way, right, I'm going to block you, which is not fair in my book, and not safe either, because you end up causing crashes like that. And I think there was another one, wasn't there, Steve? There was a big fucking crash at Spain
down the main straight up alongside him, and he just goes bang, 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 bang until we're pretty much hit the pit wall. That was one of them. Yeah, it's just
annoying. Now I have got a few more videos of Steve, so we might as well go through these. So the next one, again, folks, you won't be able to hear us while this one is on. It's only a short one, this, from what I can remember, but I think don't really have to say anything about this one. It's just play and enjoy, really. So
yeah.
So here you go. I'll pop it on for you.
He has some work to do, but he will be on those on tyres, so he's going to hope they're out a second or half quicker.
Well, I mean, he was 8.5 seconds behind when Hindle pitted. Hindle's 8.5 seconds behind him at the moment. So if we're looking at what? Oh, hang on a moment, because Konzo is in position to attack from a racing GP. Oh, Konzo! Oh, my day, his race is over! I don't know if that was a wiggle with DRS or a defensive move or what from GP, but it looked like GP was going straight and Konzo was testing out the grip of the track, and it turned out it's very, very slippy.
What an idiot.
Oh, we're back in the room.
So then, James, what happened in my race there?
Some Pratt forgot that he were driving an F1 car and thought he would do. I don't know what the fuck it was. I think he just had a mental break. Did he have a heart attack as he was driving behind you?
No, what it was.
Isn't that pretty much the same thing that you did last week, James?
No. He's got a front wing and a rear wing. I ain't got that. Well, I've got a little bit of a rear wing, but it don't do fuck all.
Yeah.
Right, the situation is basically he's pitted, I've not. He's a faster driver than I was at that point in the race. He's got DRS on me. I know he's going to overtake me, but I'm not going to make it easy. Do I defend to the left and give him the right side of the track, or do I defend to the right and give him the left side of the track? And I thought, do you know what? Let's make it hard for him. Stick it in the middle, and he won't know what to do. And guess what? He didn't know what to do. But what's come out of it is, because I do know this driver, and I was teammates with his brother, and this was Konzo that had the incident behind me, and my teammate is Calzo, and I could hear, because they're both in the same house, I could hear his rant through his brother's headset. And basically, I could hear him banging down on his ironing board, because that's what he strapped his steering wheel to, banging on his ironing board, saying, "He fucking moved 5 times across the road." And I'm thinking, no, I didn't. I know I stayed straight. And it's been a bit of a running joke that I moved 5 times in front of him, whereas obviously I didn't. I stayed straight to make it difficult for him to. But it basically would have been him going, do I go left, do I go right, do I go left, do I go... And it would have obviously given him that visual effect of me moving across the screen 5 times, but in fact I was staying straight. Yep. But yeah, it was funny.
Okay, we've got another video of Steve's. I mean, I think you can tell of the ones we've seen already, they're kind of low lights with a funny aspect. So
I did not find Singapore funny.
So we'll go on to Steve's next one. This video is a little bit longer than the other one, folks. So sit back, strap in, enjoy the. That sounds a bit dodgy. That does, doesn't it? Sit back, strap in. So yeah, I'm going to go and make myself a couple while this one's on. So hope you enjoy, and we'll see how Steve gets on with this one. So I'll hit play in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
Force India pit crew is absolutely phenomenal. They can change tyres while the car's still going around the track.
It's called it's rubbing the walking ride, mate.
I reckon they've just got Luigi from Cars. Big top.
Oh yeah.
Hindle can't get past Mark van Ogen, now he has, but Gonzo almost catch the Hindle back up because of that.
Yeah, well, Farfber may have DRS now as well, but that battle that you told us about a little while ago, Tony, from a Racing GP and Kane Ianda, these guys are leading the race. Oh, Kane Ianda, just a big wide.
Yeah, okay. And GP has absolutely no grip on his tires. Those tires are gone. Like, he's struggling with those.
He really is, isn't he?
Tires.
Hindle's right behind him now.
What Hindle? Conzo, you mean?
Sorry, yeah, Conzo. Sorry, Hindle.
Tires, the third position down to around 8th or 9th. Unless they get some phenomenal tyre wear out of nowhere, they've all got to do another pit stop. And is that from Racing GP in the pits?
It is from a Racing GP into the pits, and if he can take. Well, yeah, if he can take a set of soft compound tyres 10 laps, then he could be on for a good result. Let's see, where's he going to come out of the pits? Kane Ianda is just going to squeeze past him, and it is a set of soft compound tyres. And let's see, lefty hardtail. No, it's Farfber that is in 6th place. Not quite close enough, but as you said, Tem, quite a lot of these guys are probably going to have to do another pit stop.
Yeah, unless they can do 6 laps on a set of softs. And then like 21 on a set of mediums, and I'll be mid.
Okay, Tem, could you have a quick look at when Kane Ianda when he did his pit stop, and whether he's potentially going to be on a 1 or 2 stop? I'll tell you what, Rickster, Calzo, they're into the pits. So the super softs at the very start of the race, then having run, I think, the soft compound tyre, could be running soft compound again. But that's Rickster and Calzo both exiting the pits now. Then they're going to come out in 5th and 6th, are they? Yes, they are. Lefty hardtail is just too far away. But yeah, Kane Ianda, when did he pit? Because he was battling with Front Row Racing GP a little while ago, but GP seemed to go on a lot longer.
He was. He pitted in at lap 12 from the mediums to the soft tyres. So if he can take softs 15 and mediums 12, then you know what? I'm just going to forget what I know about tyre wear with these drivers, because they do their own thing.
Yep.
Saying that, yesterday I tried to get a puncture. I had 85% on my rear net, and I still couldn't get one.
Kane and GP battling with DRS.
Yes, they are, Tony. So why don't you tell us what's going through their mind at the moment? Because this is a battle potentially for 2nd place.
Yeah, it is. They are battling with each other, but they still have in mind that those guys went for the pits in front of those, so they are battling for 2nd, but then there are like 4 cars battling for it, so it will be interesting if those guys can catch these guys up.
That it will. GP then around the outside, DRS used to its maximum. You can see in the background there, Farfber passing MX Everglow's car as GP tries to go defensive into turn 1. Could compromise his exit though, but if he was quick enough to be able to catch Kane as he did, he may just want to just use that inherent speed to try and pull away.
I don't know. Is that Kane Ianda? Kane Ianda had a massive off in Evergrande. They just lost 2 positions to Jason.
And the Farfber took advantage, and Jason is
spun around
the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw the end of him going off though, and he went off at a rate of knots.
Right, okay, I'm going to try and have a look at this. Okay, the gap. Calzo, he's 24.5 seconds off the leader at the moment. From a Racing GP, 21.5 seconds. So 3 seconds between both McLaren drivers. Is that Conzo in the pits? Yes, Conzo was pitted and may even come out in the lead of the race still. Yes, he will. He'll just come out in the lead, although it's going to be close. So the two drivers that had coming together at Spa are now ever so close on track. But Conzo is on the super soft tyre. He's basically decided, you know what, I'm taking no risks here. Yeah. Taking no risk. Put on the best tyre available. The softer tyre than the soft tyre, the super soft tyre, on his card out.
You have fun at Singapore with ultra softs.
Oh dear. I think I might just sleep through Singapore. But yeah, okay, for a Racing GP, he's not going to be able to do anything about Conzo at the moment. And to be honest, I don't think he'll hold up Conzo if he catches him up. Because for the team, it'll be an absolutely fantastic result. So Conzo leading the way. GP in second place at the moment. And Conzo running in third. Dave the Harp somehow has got himself into the top 10 because he's sitting in ninth place, running on a set of medium tyres at the moment. And that's actually both Ferraris in the points because Jason, I think, may have made a pit stop, I could be wrong. He's now on the soft compound tyre. He's sitting in 10th place, and guess who's right behind him? It's Ant69, who is followed in 12th place by Garfield, who's still running the soft compound tyre. RDB in 13th place.
We went for a Racing GP, sorry, but in second place, went to 10th. Yeah, I think GP's kind of let him through there, like you said. So,
yeah.
Pretty plain and simple.
More than did. The question now is, Calzo, are you that much faster than your brother rival in the Mercedes that you can catch him on these tyres?
He's just gone through lesson 1 and saw it looked like a car had been through the gravel, which would only be his brother, but I very much doubt he'd catch his brother. He'd say, yes, I can, and he's quicker, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's still a good result for him.
It may have been the car that's ahead of Conzo at the moment, which is back marker in the Haas, which I think would be Lord JB. It is. So, Calzo then. Go on, Tony.
Yeah, I was just saying that even GP finishes in third place, that's still hell of a race for him because he started on 12th place. So that's much of a climb to do in a race, 9 places. And
not only that, when I talked to him about his pre-race comments saying you're battling for that 4th place in the Drivers' Championship standings, the guy ahead of you is Lefty Hardtail. Well, Lefty Hardtail at the moment is in 5th, a couple of places behind him, so he's going to be gaining points on him as well. So Calzo sitting in 2nd place though. I'm just wondering if we're going to be having a battle for 4th. No, Rickster, he's opened up the gap to Lefty Hardtail now. Millstar, is he gaining on them at all? No, he's too far back. Farfber and Kenai Ander, they may be catching up to Millstar though, so that's going to be something to keep an eye on, guys. But I just want to sorry, go on, Tony.
Yeah, I was just wondering that you said about the battle between GP and Lefty Hardtail. Will we see a team orders here to let GP back in 2nd place, because that will benefit him in standings more than Calzo?
It's a good question, one that I can't answer for you. But if they both get onto the podium as we're onto the final lap of the race, you'll be able to ask it to them, Tony.
With Kane and 8, Blitz past Millstar. Millstar, you could have an engine in that car.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Farfber's gone straight past the Kane's at the inside as well. Last 2 positions, and that's great.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Millstar, losing a couple of places, but that's also put Kenai Ander right onto the back of Farfber now, potentially in position to attack.
Lefty Hardtail.
He's not easy. He's not easy.
He's had that or a puncture, one or the other. The puncture, really.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
End of his lap.
Yeah, well, talk about disaster for Lefty Hardtail. We've seen it happen to him in Germany as well. But for Conzo, what a result. Bad luck last week, good luck this week. He's going to take provisional victory here in Monza. I don't think the ironing board's getting a bashing today. It's getting a hug. However, the podium's going to be interesting because Calzo, his little brother, a McLaren driver, takes 2nd place. His teammate from a Racing GP crossing the line in 3rd.
And we're back in the room.
Well, the reason why I chose that video is because of a third place. You wouldn't think it would be that much of a highlight, but as you saw from the result page, started in 12th place, and to get up to third, and I could have had second if I'd have asked for team orders, but I thought that Calzo might. I thought he might be able to go and put his brother under pressure, so that's why I released him to try and do that. But to get from 12th to third at Monza was pretty good going. But also on the results page, I did the one-stop race, whereas everyone else did the two-stop, and that's what helped me to get from 12th up into the podium positions. And to be fair, I've not had that many podium finishes, so I was quite happy to have third place, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, it was a good race. It was a good result. I've got one more video of yours to show. I think James will find this one absolutely fascinating. We'll have a little chat about this one afterwards. So I'll send it to Steve and James. And
I don't think we can play this one though until James is ready.
That is true. I think we do need James to be prepared. James is currently trying to do 30 different things all at the same time, and none of them have put the heating on for the missus.
Oh, do the missus.
Well, oh, hang on. Oh, hey up.
Are you ready?
It's loading. Here we go. Loading.
Still loading.
Oh, here we go. It's on.
Okay. Enjoy, folks.
Oh, it's me.
This front row racing GP. Jamie James at the minute still a bit back, but he has got a bit of clear track now, so with a bit of clear air, it'll be interesting to see how quick he can go and if he can cast the two ahead of him. Oh, and James Hulkenberg and Steve coming together there slightly, both got away with it. But as they head down now, James Hulkenberg has the DRS and both men touch. Oh, James Hulkenberg and Steve. I'm not sure if this is just my stream or this is legitimately happening or not. But we've got these two who look like they're just lagging all over each other, and yeah, there's definitely something not right there. But either way, Jamie James has got ahead of Steve.
Epitomises how shit Codemasters is.
I think you both need to explain yourselves, you dirty drivers, ban you both.
I remember that race, and all I had was like this Formula One car-shaped shadow on the road to know where he was. But because it was a ghosted shadow as well, I could drive through it, so that's what I did.
Yeah, I don't think I even saw you.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I think I finished third in that race.
I can't remember what happened after that.
You might have done. I've just realised as well, I've actually, you know what? I think I might have another video to show.
Oh no, go on, what is it?
But I'm going to need a moment to sort it out. Because I want us to be able to talk over this one, so I'm just going to quickly need a moment, so just bear with me, folks.
James, obviously we've not seen any footage of when me and you were teammates because there wasn't that much of it, but what was your memories of us being teammates in the racing league?
Very, very similar on pace. Lots of respect. We didn't ever argue, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, guys. I think I've got the footage ready to show. So when I play this, we'll be able to talk over it. So I'll send you a link. Let me know when you're ready to play it, and I'll pop it on for the viewers.
Is that me or is that Dave? Not Dave.
Are you ready to play?
Hang on.
You want to play?
Oh yeah. I know what the race.
Are you ready to
All
press
I can
play?
say is get ready to be T-boned.
Okay, I'm going to press play. No, are you ready to press play?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, enjoy.
So here we are, going through the S's section. You can see me struggling in front because I don't think I've pitted. Dave's pitted. I think I were on full wets or something.
Oh no, he's real wide! Don't hit him! Oh, nice move up the inside. Right, okay, we can ignore him now. I'm pulling away from him. Yeah, we're still alright. I'll defend the corner though, just in case. What the fuck?
Oh, James!
Good move, that.
And then you're gonna cut me off as well. Come on, fella, you should have been giving that fucking position back.
I like this move coming up though.
Where's James gone?
What I like is I look back and it's like, look back. Yep, fuck you. I'm off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It was a good move, that. Come back, special.
Good move. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I don't know.
Classy.
Yeah. I don't know. To say we talk about how people race. I don't know.
No, but I blame the game. It's the game's fault.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I wouldn't disagree. I've tried going back and playing F1 on Cody's games, and I just haven't liked it. To be honest, I've tried Project Cars and I didn't like that.
Have you tried Project Cars 2?
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Oh.
The thing for me is, well, there's a few things. I don't often have the patience now to go, you know what, I'm going to work on a setup. And when I played Project Cars 2, starting off a career, there was one of the open wheelers which I had no choice but to sit there working on a setup just to stop the fucker from spinning under braking.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit here working on setups. I want to fucking drive some cars.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was like, you know what? This is one of the slow cars. It keeps fucking spinning out on me. This is just pissing me off now. And it did get to a point where that's exactly how it just pissed me off so much, I turned the fucker off.
But, like, with that Mercedes-Benz that you saw last week anyway.
It'll spin on a straight.
No, it's just not a very race-friendly car. It's quite twitchy and awkward. And when you lose it, there's not a lot of chance of saving it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for season 3, we saw some footage last week of me in an old Lotus. We're going even further back. And I think it's like the first Lotus with a front and rear wing. It like one that like Graham Hill drove. I'm trying to remember the year, but yeah, it looks like a bathtub with wheels.
67.
I think it might be before that.
Yeah, I think it might be
63, 64.
So yeah, I remember it was Gold Leaf Lotus with Graham Hill. Let's try and bring up a picture actually. Oh, can you hear Hondo backfiring already?
Well, it's alright until you sneeze.
Oh, God. Don't get me on that. I couldn't believe that. It was awful. It was like baby poo.
What do you mean, James? Can't believe what? The fact that you'd never shit yourself before you started these podcasts, and since then it's happened to you twice.
You've cursed me.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, James sneezed and shit himself the other day.
Yeah. But you know, the only way I can describe it is, you know, like, let's say, for example, you're walking over to your car, you need a wee, there's nowhere to go, you get in your car, you start driving, and because you're concentrating on driving, you forget you need a wee.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that?
No.
Well, I was sat here editing away, thinking I need toilet, but I'd rather get this done first. And it were a big mistake. I just sneezed, and I've never known how to like it. I just full on poof, little bullet came out, and I'm like, oh no! And I knew it straight away because it was hot and wet. Oh, and it fucking stank. Oh, I tell you. But yeah, it was just a bit annoying because I was like, oh, I right into me editing, and then I just felt naff all weekend.
See, I'm only laughing because in one of our first podcasts when we talked about shitting yourself, it was that pride you had of, no, I've never shit myself. Even went and asked Vicky, no, I've not.
Yeah, 20 weeks later.
Yeah, it's happened twice. Yeah, it's just one of the things. I've done it though. I've sat there editing stuff on the computer and sort of gone, oh, I know I need the loo, but I'm just going to get this bit done. I'll get this bit done. And then I get to a point where I'm like, I've got to go now. And get to literally drop the trousers, and on the way down, it's like, whew, I don't think I could have left that any longer.
By the way, it was 1968, the car.
Oh.
And that was the year it was built, and then raced that year and the year after.
Yeah. Dave the old
that's the car that we'll be using for season 3, and it's one of them straight away where, with the reason I picked it, me and Dave Dave the Art were testing a few cars, and it was the first car we both got in. Did no setup work, just went out, and it was so fun. You could go sideways, opposite lock, hold it, feather the throttle, and you could just manipulate the car without doing anything. And oh god, what a car that is! I bet the guys, even though like they were like on the fringes of death every time they got in a car, I bet it was fucking brilliant back then.
Oh yeah, I can imagine it was. I can imagine. I mean, it's weird now to look back and realise that was the pinnacle of design at that time. There was nothing better. Because we look back now thinking fucking death traps, but back then it was the pinnacle. It was the top, the best of. It's like F1 of today. That's it's not like F1 of today, but because they had plenty of attractive women around, but you know what I mean. Okay, I've got another video to show you. This one is nothing to do with racing. Well, kind of. You know how last week I did my video of how a man cuts his hair? Yeah. Well, I did say to Steve and James, maybe you guys are going to have to do your own versions of some kind of
what did James do?
How a man does. What James did was how a man shits himself when he sneezes. He hasn't done anything else. But Steve has done a little something. I don't think it's as good as mine is, but we shall see how it goes. So I'm going to send that to, I've put it together, so I'll send it to Steve and James. So if James lets us know when he's ready, and I can pop it on for the viewers. And this will be one that you won't be able to hear us while this one's on, folks, but it's not a long video, so it's not too, it won't be too long for you.
Just loaded. Oh, right, I'm on it now.
Okie doke. So, this is Steve's version of how a man does. Enjoy.
Oh, thought I'd take this opportunity to show you how men do housework.
David Coulthard, his teammate, ahead of him is Irvine, behind him is Fisichella, behind Fisichella is Woods, the two Benettons with the Playlife, Mecachrome, Renault V-tail engine, it's all the same thing, are really moving here. They've got them handling very, very well after having problems in previous races, and I'm looking to see whether the Ferrari mechanics are out. And it's now I can see tyre racks, but I can't actually see the Ferrari mechanics themselves out. Yes, he's definitely coming in. Michael Schumacher is going to be coming in at the end of this lap. And he will lose the lead to Mika Häkkinen. He might just get out behind Irvine, Coulthard and Fisichella, which would delay him considerably.
That's the floor mopped, all of it. Time to do some polishing. So that's the floor mopped, all of it. Time to do some polishing. So that's the floor mopped, all of it. Time to do some polishing.
Pit stop. In comes the race leader. Now I'm going to watch the track and tell you when Mika Häkkinen goes by. Over to you, James.
Well, Martin said at the last race how thrilling it would be to see Häkkinen really take the fight to Michael Schumacher.
You lazy bastard.
Yeah, I tell you.
That was classic.
Steve, I might employ you as a cleaner.
Because I do more than you do.
Yeah, definitely. So this game room, it's just getting worse and worse by the day. Red Bull cans just piling up.
Oh dear.
Percy Pig wrappers. Oh, I tell you.
It's when you've got a bottle and a bucket for her to have a piss and a shit in, you know, it's time to make a change.
Nah.
That sounds like he's got them and he's not making a change.
Yeah.
Nah. That's the norm.
It's not a she-we anymore, it's a he-he.
Oh, God. Oh.
We've not had anyone
gagging on the smell.
We've not had anyone throw up live on air yet. It may be about to happen.
Oh, it might. I just don't understand. This week I just felt absolutely rotten. But I don't know, different than normal.
Maybe it's something in the weather, something in the water.
Like, I think it might be. I forgot to. I ran out of my tablets. I ran out of my tablets on Thursday, and I went in at doctors, and I'm like, I need these tablets. I've run out, and they were like, it takes 3 working days. So I knew I wasn't going to have tablets on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I was going to get it on Monday afternoon when I finished work. And I thought, for fuck's sake. By Thursday, Friday, I didn't feel an effect at all. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I felt like a bloody zombie.
Yeah.
I was just like, falling at work today, obviously to do with like my first proper day of having tablet in my system. People talking to me, I was just like, literally felt like I needed matchsticks to keep my eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's been keeping me going is Red Bull.
I mean, it's the thing with tablets, though, isn't it? I mean, they can stay in your system for a day or two afterwards, which makes you think, I'll be all right. And then when it hits, it can hit fucking hard, and then it can take a while to get back in your system when you take them again. I mean,
but it's weird as well because you sort of tell yourself, it's only a tablet, it won't do all.
Yeah.
But you don't realise how much it does affect you.
Yeah, until you don't have it. But I mean, that's what tablets are like, the good ones and the bad ones. But I suppose it depends on what you call the good and the bad ones. But yeah, I mean, it's like people that drink a lot, they don't know how much of an effect it has until they haven't got a drink. Or smokers don't know how much of an effect not having smokes would have on them until they're in that situation. I mean, I've been there. But there we go.
Do you mean tobacco or smoke?
Both. But well, okay, guys. What else have we got? Anything been on your mind this week?
I don't know, but I've just polished off a bag of, what are they called? Rough nuts, peri peri. Back of my throat's burning now.
So you got some rough nuts stuck on the back
You
of
got
your
some
throat.
rough nuts, and now you got a sore throat.
I got some rough nuts stuck on the back of my throat.
That has been in that position before.
No comment. Let's see. I have got another video that can show, but it's a long video, so I might save that for a little while. Nothing to do with racing, and I know that you guys wanted to talk about childhood toys from our youth. So I don't know if you want to do that now or a little bit later, and whether you want to get on to those oddballs from Hando.
Yeah, let's cheer ourselves up with a bit of Hando.
Oh, I was cheered up when I told the story about you shitting yourself. I'm fine.
I was cheered up when I had my Hando.
Oh,
I think
you dirty
to
bastard.
get in character though, I'm just going to go get another Red Bull, and that will be up even more. Because we know that them boys at Hando have been drinking plenty of free Red Bull.
Oh, I don't know.
Plenty of. What's so?
So hard.
Plenty of bull semen and lemonade or whatever it is that's in it.
Do you think it really is bull semen?
Well, I think one of the ingredients that's written on the side of the can was bull semen. It's not written as bull semen, but when you Google what it is, that's what it says it is.
That special ingredient.
Yeah.
Well, I've just walked past bedroom and my dog Bella's fast asleep in the covers.
In the cupboards?
In the covers under the bed.
The covers. I thought you said in the cupboards.
She falls asleep now in the same position a human would fall asleep. She gets under covers and sticks her head out and gets her head on the pillow.
Does she put a paws behind her head?
She just sort of just lays there and farts all night. It's great though. It's like having a hot water bottle in your bed for free.
That's what you need to do, Dave. You need to get a pet.
Yeah. I've got to say, Dave. I know a lot of pets are more hassle than they can worth, but if you get Bella's an older pet. I think she's in human years. I think she's about 7-year-old, but there's no trouble at all with her. She's good as gold. No trouble at all.
Only because you blinged her.
I'll show you a picture of her with her bling bling.
You did show us a picture. I forgot to save that actually.
That is the face of pure happiness.
I can tell everybody it was a face of what the fuck are you doing to me, you fucking weirdo.
I was saying to her as I was putting it on, I was like, all them male dogs are going to be going mental for you, Bell.
No comment. Might have to get all them pictures in a bit. Okay, so we'll get ready for the Hando guys. I've sent you guys a little bit of information. We'll see how we get on today. Obviously, this part of the show is not meant to offend anybody, but if you are offended, then maybe you need to get a sense of humour. Okay, so are you guys ready?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
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 Yeah, I think you're ready and finished. Okay. The Hando engineers are readying for the arrival of French Toast, who's afraid of being burnt by the calamitous organisation that is Hando. Mr. Toast is on his way to see how his engine order is coming along. In true Hando fashion, it isn't going very fast.
Oh, no. The big guy from Apple will be coming here.
Oh, I went Apple Store there, and I want to buy a new Mac for $7,000.
That must be one Big Mac, and it costs more than your car.
That would cost more than our engine.
I know why he need a big battery. He
Why?
married to Spice Girl Gary.
Gary.
I love Gary Halliwell.
Who the fuck is Gary?
Gary Halliwell.
How? It's not easy to keep her happy.
It's not easy to say her name.
Who the fuck you on about? Oh no.
You on about Jerry Halliwell? Steve?
It's your line, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm ad-libbing. See?
I'm not.
You can't even read the script.
See, you mean Jay Halliwell?
Who married?
Jerry Halliwell.
Who's married to Jelly Halliwell?
The boss, Red Bull boss on his way.
Oh,
I love the Spice Girls. I love their songs. I need some poor like I never needed poor before.
It was power when you shit your day the other day. Shit yourself the other day.
No, that was Torpedo. Hey, that's what we should call our engine. The Torpedo.
No. We call it Torpedo.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
You have got to swing it, shake it, move it, make it. What do you think you are? Trusty, usey, proovy, groovy.
For fucking sake, guys, he will be here any minuto. Fuck, I got no sound effect for the doorbell ringing. Hello? Who the fuck are you? You don't look like that guy from Red Bull.
I'm Vince Pangro. Tell me what you want, what you really want. I love your wife. She sings very, very pretty and harmonious, yeah?
Oh, your wife, the scary one. She very scary. No, Grumpy, just fucking scary.
My wife's dead, you sick bastard. No.
Now I know why she's scary. She's a fucking zombie.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? Where's me goddamn engine?
Oh, it over there behind the big battery.
Battery? I didn't know we had battery.
Oh yeah, it lubricates our engine very nicely.
Your engine better be working better than you guys do.
Our engine is amazing. It's super powerful and huge.
You mean so powerful?
Good, powerful and huge. It's so good, nobody overtake you. We call it the Godzilla Torpedo. Here, I'll show you.
Holy mother of garlic bread!
Oh no, I don't think he liked it very much.
He gonna go very fast with that.
Oh, he screwed me up. Where am I? Pictures screwed me up. I know you said need a big boat, but that's just taking the piss.
Nobody will pass through. We had just spat all over my phone. Nobody will pass through with that monster in your car.
Well, you never did say what size you wanted, so we give you the mega fucker over in all direction. Best engine we got. I fucking love it.
What the fuck?
I want 23 more of those big bastards. It was, at this point, everybody knew he was fucked.
That picture's well funny.
The end. Oh dear, it's not easy writing a script, I know, but I think that engine on that car would work very, very well.
Yeah. The poor would be amazing.
Oh dear. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see where the Hando guys go from here, to be honest. But I'm sure we'll come up with something. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
I've just stuck a rear wing on it.
You haven't, have you?
Yeah. I just think it'd have enough downforce with it being that big.
I think it'd be very aerodynamic.
I'm gonna have to quickly show that, aren't I? I can only guess that it basically comes from the Hando design department.
It's an optional extra from Hando.
Look at the size of the turbos on that one. She got 2 big turbos.
I love the big turbo. The bigger the turbos, the better.
The turbo are nice and wow.
Oh no, I think I've just cocked up the pictures. Excuse James.
Oh, sorry. Too much Red Bull.
It really is you're gonna throw up on live on there. It does look better with a wing on, I'll give you that.
Oh, I got so much to tell you.
What would that be?
My ex, she's still missing me, but her aim is getting better.
Oh God! Talking of that joke, somebody, with this twat on Vicky's side of the family, one of them uncles who's not a real uncle.
I'll just name them. They won't watch.
Uncle Knobhead.
We've all got
Frank.
one. If you don't know who your Uncle Knobhead is, it's you.
No, it ain't me. And he was going, because Vicky's car's a bit old. It's an old Corsa from like early 2000s.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And it's got no like assists or anything like that. And she was talking to him about like driving in the snow, and he was going, ABS don't work. He says, that ABS, that's just a gimmick that you...
What?
If it comes up saying it's got ABS, it's a load of rubbish. And I literally looked at him and went, you are joking. And he went, yeah, no, it's just a load of old rubbish, that ABS. It doesn't do any different. He says, do you understand what ABS stands for? And he was like, And basically me and Vicky's brother looked at each other like, is this guy for fucking real? And he was proper like adamant that like cars with assists, the assists were not real, they were just a gimmick to sell cars.
Okay, well,
alright, so when I've had a car with ABS and I've gone whack on the brake and it's not locked up, it's just because the brakes are shit.
Yeah, that's what you were trying to say, and I was just like, is this guy for fucking real?
I'd like to tell you a story about my big dick, but it's too long.
Bloody hell, disgusting. I'll tell you what though, Steve, when I sent the message out the other day saying, yeah, guys, if you've got the time, have a look for some one-liners for us. I meant find the one-liners and share them out between us so we could do a bit of a Hando guys on lunch break. Not keep them, because then you get set up properly rather than you just sneaking one in now and again.
I've wanted to do this from the start, and every week I forget, and then I'm on my lunch break at work and I go, oh, for fuck's sake, why haven't we done that? We do a thing where one of us starts a sentence, and from then on we go round in a trio, and we can only use 2 words, and we make up a story.
Fuck no.
Oh,
how you?
No. Are we going on a Hando lunch break then?
Yeah.
Hang on, lunch break. Hang on, one more. I got one more thing to say. If a blind girl say you have a big dick, she probably pulling your leg.
brilliant. That's best. I'm going to use that tomorrow at work.
Oh dear.
Amazing. That's brilliant. Oh. So yeah, one of us does a sentence, and then from then on we do 2 words each.
Okay, I'll do a sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. My computer's playing something that I can't see. I can only hear.
It's not an adult.
Sorry. No. Thankfully, no, it wasn't that. Okay, so what would you want us to do? Had no lunch break.
Yeah, I'll start.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Go on then.
I was playing with my ball, and then it got bigger.
So, do you want to go next, Dave? You do 2 words.
Fucking hell, the Ando guys have turned English. It's alright, James, you can go.
Do the sentence again. I forgot.
I was playing with my ball. Was getting bigger.
And then
I said
it hit me.
In the
fucking nutsack.
She know.
1, 2.
Suck it.
Until it
was fresh.
Like babies.
Wet diaper.
He then
walked up.
The baby.
No, not woke up. Walked up.
Walked up. A baby mountain. A baby.
He then
what?
He then
what?
He then
what? Oh.
Hello?
There.
Oh. That's 2 words. Oh, whoa.
Oh. They were me words.
So what's the story so far?
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Let's go again. Right, Dave, you start a sentence, and then I'll go.
Okay. Give me.
We don't have to be Chinese.
Okay. Give me 1 moment. Oh, just need to. My jaws gone a bit odd. Gone a bit clicker.
Your jaw?
My jaw, yeah.
I can start a sentence if you want.
I've got one for you. I never forget a face, but in your case I'd be glad to make an exception.
Don't.
Meet my
mother lover.
I ain't got fuck it. I don't know what to say.
Meet my mother lover.
Meet my mother lover. Singing down.
What?
Singing down.
Town. With
wet wipes.
In one.
Hole. And
2 in another.
In another?
I'm having three.
Right, I'll start a sentence. Once upon a time, there was a young Spanish bearded man.
Hey!
Steve, you go next.
Who had a...
What the fuck?
Once upon a time, there was a young bearded Spanish man who had a...
Hadder? What kind of a word is hadder?
Like had a... remove...
Okay.
Had a...
Who had a Barcelona accent.
And a...
huge chin.
Covered with...
Yes. And...
pubes from...
You guys are dirty bastards. The bearded man with a huge chin covered with his hand pubes.
Jeez.
Now
Right.
is...
Right, Steve, you do one... We each do one more sentence and then that's it. So, Steve, you do a sentence.
A duck walks into a store and says...
Nothing. He...
farts, then...
shits himself.
With a smile.
That's three.
Hey, if he's a lad hadder, I'm a lad wither.
Alright. With a smile. Then he...
Had a...
That's one word now.
No, that's my two. Had a...
Epiphany until...
he remembered...
what a...
fucking duck...
once the...
mother of...
another duck.
Then he...
Is it me?
yeah,
Is it me?
That's free.
that's three.
Is it? Is it? Isn't me?
Oh,
Guts just went... I think if you just... I don't know if that was a chair being slid across the floor or whether James's arse cheeks have just been clapping for a moment.
no, I think I've burnt my way through it, you know, on Alien when the acid blood. I think my ass had just burnt an hole in the chair.
Oh dear. I hope, James, if this is something you do at work, the conversations don't go as fucked up as these have.
Right, so Dave, just you do one more sentence and then I'll do one more and then that's it.
Okay. In the middle of the night when the house is quiet, there's an eerily sound that whispers in my ear.
Fuck off.
I'm grumpy.
But only
I can
Wake her.
satisfyingly with
A dick.
That's not.
a tater.
what?
A dick that's not a tater. Dictator.
like Hitler.
Small pubes.
What the
fuck was
she on
Hitler's pubes?
Eva Braun
or Gillette
or Ross?
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
Is that your 2 words? Oh no.
Oh no.
He shit himself. What are we up to?
That is a rather odd noise. Okay, well, I think this podcast has taken a very, very odd turn, that's for certain. I don't think I've ever heard Hitler's pubes used as many times as it just was. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks, right? I've got a little, well, it's not a little, I've got a video.
Don't put yourself down, Dave.
Oh, you're not bad. Excuse me. I've got a video to pop on the screen for a little while. It's about 10 minutes long. Hopefully you'll find it interesting and entertaining. While it's on, you won't be able to hear me, Steve and James, or will you? Anyway, we'll pop it on and we'll be back shortly. So enjoy, and hopefully there isn't any Hitler's pubes. If there is, something has gone very strangely wrong. So anyway, grab yourself.
I have a link.
I can send you a link. Yep, no problem. Give me a second. I did send you one the other day, but it's all right. I'll send you another one.
What is it a link of?
You should know. You were in it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going to pop a video on. It'll be about 10 minutes, but hopefully you'll enjoy. So sit back, relax, and strap on in.
Introduction. Hello, it's us from Tell You What TV. We thought we'd take this opportunity to review the Grand Mac. So, Dave, on appearance, how would you review it on appearance compared to the normal Mac?
3 out of 10. Maybe a 5 after about 6 pints. Me, about a 4 out of 10.
What about the burger?
The burgers, they look fucking dreadful.
They don't look like the picture, do they?
No, not at all. They don't look appetising in the slightest. You mentioned the other day about how thin the burgers are. That is really, really thin, like wafer thin.
It's just got a bit wider, the Grand Mac. It's not any bigger, not like there's a lot more substance to it, it's just a bit wider. It's wider with age.
It's not an appealing burger on looks. I mean, we've said a lot that we prefer Burger King over McDonald's for the burgers. And that does kind of look like I'd agree with it. But if that's what a Big Mac should be, so if that was just a normal Big Mac, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But the burger is tiny. That burger, I mean, it's only about 2 mil thick, 3 mil thick.
Well, we've also got
so what we got? The Grand Mac,
the Big Mac, and the Mac Junior.
Right.
And to be honest with you, looking at the Mac Junior, it looks more appetising to me than the other burgers. The burger in it, to be honest, if I can try and dig down to it, I'll flip it over. That looks bigger, or just as big as one of the burgers that's in the Grand Mac. And it actually looks bigger than the burger that is in the Big Mac. It is bigger.
It is bigger than the burger in the Big Mac.
Yes.
It's just that you get 2 of those little ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, appearance, definitely not good. Cost. Oh, I didn't pay, you did.
Well, the Grand Mac on its own is £4.39, I think it said it was.
Right.
The Mac Junior was £2.39. And looking at them, I think I'd probably rather have two Mac Juniors. But we'll eat them and then obviously see how we get on with them. But I've got a feeling the Mac Junior is not going to fill me up.
Definitely not.
Now, as for the Grand Mac, do you reckon it'll fill you up?
There's only one way to find out.
Okay. I wonder if I can finish this in half the time it'll take to finish that.
No, probably 3 bites and that'll be done. Now this is where having the plate would have been a good idea. I mean, it is big, it is wide, it's just, it's all bread, there's not enough burger.
I do like the amount of burger in this in relation to the amount of cob. Yeah, the bread. Nice consistency.
I mean, for me, burgers shouldn't be that thin. The actual meat of the burger, it's not right.
I mean, when you eat a burger, you want to be tasting the burger, not the bread and everything else that goes with it. Even though there's 2 thin burgers in there, I don't think that makes up for it.
Well, I'd say, I mean, just eyeballing it, the 2 burger patties together would probably make a quarter pounder.
Yeah, about that.
I'd be surprised if it's more than that.
This is the quiet bit of the video because we're munching.
I mean, it doesn't taste too bad, but we've had the selects burgers, the selection burgers.
Yeah.
And they have been good, to be fair, because they've got a proper, like, centimetre and a half thick burger in it.
When you have a burger, it should all be about the burger. It feels like these aren't about the burger, it's about what's with it.
I'm going to end up with hiccups because of the amount of bread.
I'm actually quite enjoying this. Yeah, more than I thought I would. I probably would need, like I say, 2 of these.
Now I know that McDonald's do, they've got their secret menu where you can ask for like a double up burger. I wonder if you could ask for a double up Grand Mac.
Well, I wouldn't mind a Big Mac with 2 quarter pounders in it, or a quarter pounder with the Mac sauce in it, because it is a better burger. But I know that in the past we've had quarter pounders and said, can you stick another burger in there with it, and they've charged us £1 extra, and it's been one of the best burgers we've had from McDonald's.
Yeah, it does make it better.
Although some McDonald's don't actually like doing that. But if you ask them nicely, they don't tend to mind. I'm finished.
I'm nearly finished, and I'm surprised. Maybe I'm not surprised. It's not filling at all.
Well, that's why I'm going to start on this one. See if I can get through this before you finish that. So, this is the normal Big Mac. It feels small in my hand still.
Well, that was the thing with this. When I picked it up, I could tell it was a bigger burger, but it's just the fact that the burgers actually aren't that big, and that for me is a disappointment. I mean, I have it's not exactly a rule, but it's like, okay, if you're going to go out somewhere for food, even if it's fast food, then it should be better than what you can do at home. And okay, fast food needs to be fast food, but it's why I don't like going to pubs and restaurants and having lasagna or pies, because if they're not better than I can do at home or I can buy from my local shop, I don't see the point. And I'm a little bit that way with this burger. It's like, I think I could do better at home.
Well, that'll be another video for us to do. Dave's Big Burger.
Or not. Well,
is it too much of the sauce and the lettuce compared to the burger? Is it too much of that? Would it make you want to have another one another day, or
no?
It's like not very thrilling.
I wouldn't order that again. To be honest, I think if I was going to go McDonald's again, I'd probably stick with the selection burgers. I'd say they had the right amount of salad and sauce in it. I don't like it when it's pissing out all over the place.
Well, the burgers needed to be.
The burgers need to be. They need to be thicker. I mean, not the thickness of bacon. So yeah. I mean, you've had the Grand Mac before today.
Yeah.
How would you rate it?
Out of 10, I'd probably rate it an 8, which means probably would go back.
8 out of 10?
8, because I do like Big Macs, but if they're both on offer, then I probably would order the bigger Mac, the Grand Mac, just because there's more of it. But
to be fair though, we did, when Burger King were recently doing their like side-by-side burgers in the one bun, we went and tried that, didn't we? Absolutely shocking. Really, really shit. So much so that we went to Burger King, had the meal, and then on our way home went to McDonald's to have another meal. I know we're both fat bastards, but it was that disappointing. It was that small. It wasn't worth it. Yeah. So I mean, for me, okay, that Grand Mac, if that was a normal Big Mac, right, at the price of what the Big Mac was, okay, yeah, fair enough.
That's what you would expect a Big Mac to be.
Yeah, then I could say, I could see why you'd give it an 8 out of 10. Me though, nah. I think I'd be at about a 6.
See, the way I would look at it is a Big Mac. If a Big Mac is a Big Mac, then you've got to compare it to that and say, right, a Big Mac's a 10 out of 10 because that's the Big Mac. That's the benchmark.
But a Big Mac ain't a 10 out of 10, is it?
In my scoring system, it is. So in relation to a Big Mac, the only downfall is they've seemed to have expanded it in all dimensions apart from the burgers are not thicker. If they had done, then it would have reached the same level as a Big Mac. And that's why I've given it 8 and not more.
The thing is though, you can see from the picture that we took of the 3 burgers, in comparison to the picture that McDonald's put out for the 3 burgers, that they look absolutely nothing like the picture. And that for me, I mean, okay, it's always been the way with McDonald's. What you see on their pictures is not what you get. But it's almost as if it's accepted. It is accepted. Everybody accepts it.
I have heard though that when you are ordering, if you ask for a receipt, they assume that you are a mystery customer. So they make the burgers as best as possible, and everything to try and make it as pretty as possible as well. So maybe that's something we should do in a comparison video at some point.
Maybe where we should do. Go back to McDonald's, order the same thing and ask for the receipt.
Yeah, and say we come over a receipt as well and see if it comes any different. Or we go in one after another. One of us orders it with a receipt, one of us orders it without, and see what the difference is.
Yeah, could do. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting, especially if there was a big difference between them. Anyway, we're now going to go and eat the fries and the other chicken bits that we've
and everything else to fill us up.
Yeah, but we're not reviewing them. That's just our dinner.
But yeah, that was the Grand Mac, and to me, not grand enough.
Definitely not.
Okay, and that's us done for today.
See ya. And we're back in the room. Well, yeah, reality definitely not as good as advertised, eh?
No.
What are you on about? Them posters look identical.
They did, didn't they? The burgers that we were given looked exactly like the pictures. But
I feel like going and buying one right now.
it has actually made me kind of hungry. I wouldn't have one of them though. I think on the video we called them selection burgers or something. It's not selection burgers, it's signature burgers. They're worth getting at McDonald's. But yeah, I was very disappointed with the Grand Mac. That's for certain.
I was saying that just looking at Steve eating them were amazing. It were like we could have played some like violin music and just zoomed in on Steve eating that burger. Like Schindler's List. Like, what am I doing eating this? Or this should be bigger.
That's what she said. I was trying to find a violin sound then, but I haven't got one. Oh well. But yeah, I think we may have to do more of those food type reviews, because I mean there's things like, okay, as you get close to Christmas, mince pies. Who does the best mince pies?
Don't know, 'cause I don't like them.
Oh, I love mince pies.
I would say Morrison's Own Made.
Well, interestingly, you know, Sainsbury's and Co-op homemade mince pies were very, very good.
I don't buy the ones that are like pre-packaged, you know, like Mr. Kipling.
Yeah.
Don't bother with any of that.
No. Deep-filled mince pies, no, they're not fucking deep-filled mince pies. They're deep dish mince pies that are fucking hardly filled at all. Deep filled with fucking air, you lying bastard.
I remember eating them ones with icing on top and used to love them.
Yeah.
Now they're just filling with more icing than filling. Your teeth are falling out as you're eating them.
Oh, that is true. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do on that, because obviously it means buying food.
Oh no!
Hando's got a subsidiary that just makes mince pies.
My wife, she say, sexy better on holiday. Wow, at least that is what the postcard said that she sent me.
Oh dear. Hang on, were we live on air when you said the one about pulling your leg?
Yeah.
No, we won't.
About the blind.
I don't feel we were live when I think the video was on where you said that. Why don't you say that one, you dirty bastard?
I'm gonna find it again. If a blind girl says you have a big dick, she probably pulling your leg.
Dirty filth, the kind of people I have to work with. I don't know, filth. Anyway, James, you just mentioned a moment ago about a video that you were thinking about doing a review video about. Do you want to tell us about that again?
What's that?
You said you were thinking about doing a review video, something to do with shirts.
Oh yeah. I'm put a bit of weight on, as you might know. And there's nothing more. I think I know I'm getting bigger, but I think it's me dryer. I think it's shrinking all my clothes, which is adding to the frustration. So basically, I spent most of this today half doing my work and half rebuttoning up my shirt because my gut's just too big for it, and yeah, it's not a pretty sight. It's like Sean Connery mixed with
Tango Man.
Fat bastard. Yeah.
Well, I've put a picture in our group chat. Is that a picture of James? James hasn't seen it yet, has he?
What?
I don't think he has seen it yet. No.
Oh yeah. That's me at work. Yeah, only a bit more hair.
Excuse me.
That was like me all day while working.
I mean, I must admit, Davey Alf says Giacomo, not a bad idea. the thing that does my head in the most about putting weight on isn't necessarily the actual putting on of weight. Okay, I'm not a big fan of it, but it is the fact that your clothes don't fucking fit, and even if you buy new clothes, it ain't long until they don't fucking fit, and then you have to get to a point where you think, right, I'm not going to buy clothes that will fit me now, or that will fit me in a couple of months. I need to buy clothes that are going to fit me for at least a year, which then you're in the shop going, Asda and Tesco's don't sell clothes my size. That's when you know it's like, okay, this is fucking depressing.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because normally, I was driving today, and I was just saying to myself, "You fat bastard, lose some weight." Because I got to the car, I only walked about 50 metres, and I'm like out of breath.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say you didn't fit in.
But then I don't do myself any favours, because then I pull up and then just like go in my editing room and don't do all other than edit. The most amount of calories I'm burning is like right now. I'm just trying to find a picture on my editing stuff.
Well, you probably burn more calories walking in and out of the shop to buy all of the munchies you've eaten this evening.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've still got a load of them. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna go get some.
Oh, I don't like putting weight on. Oh, I'm gonna go get all my snacks.
I'll be back in a minute.
What can we say about James while he's not here?
We could see if Dave the Arp knew that James went to bed during his race last night. I can't believe it. I mean, I've heard of people doing some weird things during a race, but parking up and going to bed is not one I've really heard of before.
I've never done it.
Hey.
And yeah, so that. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I'm a comedian with irritable bowel syndrome. It all shits and giggles.
I've just got myself a 5-pack of Cadbury's cream eggs. I could do a review right now.
Yeah, but why? Right, the box is the same size, right? They used to be 6-packs. Why have they removed one?
Yeah, because they're tight bastards. Right, this is an audio exclusive. Got 5 in there. Have I? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swear they're getting smaller every year.
James, would you like to know why your car ended up so damaged?
My car?
Yeah.
When?
Last night.
What? My car?
You said when you parked up last night, you parked up, went to bed. When you came back, your car was all smashed up.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant my real one. On the game, yeah. I saw the replay. I was watching Dave the Arp's replay, and then I saw him just drive into the back of me and start laughing.
Yeah.
I believe the expression he used was, as he drove towards my car, was, "Fuck this, here you go, James." And then my car flew in the air, smashed against the wall, and he was just laughing and parked up at the side of me. But yeah, no, apologies, Dave. If you're listening, I was very, very ill last night. I'm still in the middle of editing the previous week's bloody race.
He was so ill last night, he's got to have a 5-pack of Cadbury's cream eggs.
Oh, they're good, Dave. Oh.
He was so ill last night, he shit himself. Oh no, that was the night before.
That was the night before.
See, this is the problem with the cream egg. You can't lick it out without feeling a bit wrong, can you?
You know, I've never really been a big fan of cream eggs. I liked was it Galaxy did a chocolate egg. They were nice, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cadbury's cream eggs, to be honest.
I am. What a review this is.
Yeah. Maybe we should. Maybe what we should do is give each other something, a food item to review. Not necessarily for the next week, but at some point. Or maybe we could all kind of review the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
I want James to review celery.
Oh, God.
Excuse me.
Do you know what the best thing is about celery?
You burn more calories than what you do. I don't know, food like
No, the best thing about calories. Best thing about celery is when it's all gone, you've got no more to eat.
You're not wrong there. But...
yeah. So, oh yeah, Steve, have you got any toys from your childhood?
Not left anymore. No, I've binned them all, or strapped them, or sold them on. Oh, you mean that I would have sent a picture to Dave and that I remember from my childhood? Oh, a few.
Well, I haven't sorted. Oh yeah, okay. We're gonna have to, it's gonna take me a moment to just get these sorted out. I totally forgot about sorting these pictures out, so you have to bear with me a second. So what I'll do is I will show one on the live stream, and then I shall share it with these guys so they know exactly which one we're on, and Steve can tell us about his. So bear with me a second. Admittedly, this first one, when you first sent it to me, it did bring back some memories.
Unfortunately, it's not a picture of me with my toy, because I don't have any. But it's first toy that came to mind, because me and a mate down the street had similar. Because there was this one that I had called Vanessa's Lunchbox, and he had a different one. It was I think it was an old Ford pickup. I met them both on Christmas Day and went out on the street driving them up and down, and I think I remember rightly we turned Mum's back garden into a bit of a racetrack for him, with some jumps and bumps and God knows what. And in the end, I just tried to stick too many packs of batteries in it and blew it up, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't exactly a small thing, though, was it?
No, it was big. It was what? I don't know. 18 inches long. Something like that. It's quite a big, hefty thing. But I enjoyed it while I had it.
That reminds me of a remote control Subaru Impreza that I had as a kid. I remember driving it round. I must have only had it about a day. Driving it round the street, and I think after about an hour, it ran out of battery. But where it ran out of battery, we were like a bit too far away for me to go and get it. And there were a car reversing down the street. And my car, I thought to myself, you know what? There's a little bit of juice left in this battery. I'm just going to pull it over at the side of the road as far up against the curb as I could. There's plenty of room for him to come past. Clearly the bloke didn't see it, or he saw it and thought, I'll fuck this kid off. And literally, I just remember him reversing completely over my remote control car. And fuck me. I'm not kidding, it were like Schindler's List, if you'd seen me. Bawling my eyes out. And then, yeah, somehow my dad fixed it, but it was flat as a pancake. I think he just went and bought another one and went, oh, fix it.
I remember having to go onto the Tamiya website for extra parts for this because I jumped it off things that were so high up that it just smashed the suspension to pieces, and ended up having to replace all the suspension. And I could have probably built a second one with the amount of spare parts I had. But I know that I bought an uprated power pack for it, but that fucked up the gearbox. It literally melted the gearbox because the gearbox was all made of plastic cogs. But before that had happened, it was actually spinning the wheels inside the hubs inside the tyres. So I put glue. I glued the tyres on, and then that's what fucked up the gearbox. Oops, never mind.
Oh, well. On to your next toy. James will like this one. Which kind of hints at what it might be.
Star Wars. Oh yeah, the original.
Yeah, the original Millennium Falcon, and I to this day do not know what happened to it, because I know that I would not have binned it. I would not have got rid of it, and I had all the figures and everything with it. All I can think of is, Mum and Dad must have thought Christmas is coming up. We need to get rid of some of their old toys so they can have some of their new ones, and they must have just cleared them out. Because as a parent now, I know that that's what parents do.
Well, I know. Well, because when I was a kid, Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition were coming out, and I didn't watch Star Wars till about 6 or 7 when it were released on VHS. I remember the gold box, and that were a proper box set. Even though there's 3 in there, that Special Edition Star Wars Trilogy, I can still smell the cardboard. It had a very distinct smell. And it just looked really... I don't know, it was a proper presentation of a box. Even though it was just... You know what I mean? Media. I think that's one thing that's missing today on, like, products. Just get products, whereas you tell someone that's got time and effort. Like, when I remember opening that box set, and the sleeve were Darth Vader's head, like, in half. And sort of like the curvature of the helmet was like in a diagonal across the box. Oh, and it was just shit up. So yeah, I think it was Kenner were re-releasing all the original stuff. So I got this Millennium Falcon, but I think it had like exactly the same Millennium Falcon, only it had a few different stickers and a couple of like lights and sound put in it, but that were about it. But it pretty much literally the identical mould put on it. But yeah, I've still got that up in lofts. And
yeah, the uprated one from this, or the second version of this, you could actually take more of the top of the where the cockpit is. On this one, the cockpit would tip open, so you could put a couple of guys in it. But on the uprated one, you could take it off all the way down the tunnel as well. Yeah,
I mean, there was a version, and I really wish I'd have got it because it goes for massive money now. I think it was in about 2007. They released it, and on the Hasbro website they were calling it the BMF, meaning Big Millennium Falcon. And it were about double the size, and it were exact to scale with the figures. Because as you can see there, it's a bit small compared to the figures.
Yeah.
But it were exact to scale, and I think it were about 4 foot long. And I think it's going for crazy money now on eBay, like if you got one. But at the time, they were selling for £100. I really should have picked one up. But yeah, absolutely fucking huge. But brilliant design, and what baffles me the most is they brought out stuff for like the Force Awakens and the new movies, but they've used that same original mold, but then just put a load of like gimmicky electronic stuff, and then they've put like, you know, kids today they get them like Nerf guns where they're like foam stuff.
Yeah.
All toys have got them. I'm like, why would I want Nerf guns in my toys?
So you can shoot things. So you can shoot the cat.
Give me a good old cap gun. Going to move on to Steve's next selection of toys. Now, when I saw this, it brought back a memory. Horse, fucking hell, yeah. It brought back no, it's not a horse, it's a rhino. It brought back memories that I didn't even know I'd forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, with this Rhino truck as well, there was a button on the side. This would shoot things out of it, but I can't remember where they'd shoot from. But the front grille, you could press a button, and the front grille would spring forward a few inches. So you could come up behind something and press this button, and it would just eject whatever in front of you is further forward, shoot them away.
So were this part of like a movie or a cartoon?
Cartoon. Mask. Mobile Armoured Strike Command. Yeah.
Because there's other toys, there's others as well. There's the truck Rhino. I mean, it's kind of almost like I'm close to saying like a cheap Transformers, but I don't think that's necessarily right. but looking at Rhino, it would be easy to kind of think that. But I do remember Hurricane, because I'm pretty sure I had that. But I could be wrong, because it's from a long fucking time ago.
It might have been yours or mine, or you ended up playing with it so I could smash into you with my Rhino truck. But I know that we had quite a few of the different toys, and I can't remember who exactly had what. But I do remember that Hurricane having the 3 wheels.
Yeah.
Because the third wheel would drop down underneath it. Why it would need an extra wheel, I don't know. But I suppose off-road, isn't it?
That is true. One called the Jackhammer. I can't say I remember any others having that, but
I had that. Oh. And that was the one that would shoot things out from the top. It was like the Nerf gun things.
How are you meant to see out the windscreen, though?
That jackhammer looks like something off of Jurassic Park or something.
It's like Mad Max.
Yeah. Talking, actually, you know what? I don't know if you'll be able to get this up.
Oh,
that sounds wrong.
I might in a moment. I've still got a couple more of these as Steve's to show.
It just reminded me of some of that song.
The one called the Firecracker, which used to raise up for some reason.
Yeah, and then there's the rear wheel on the back that it would fire off, so you could shoot off the rear wheel. I think it was basically so that, again, it could be more off-roady kind of type, and it would shoot darts out from the front. But they were just kind of like, I see your point about saying a bit like Transformers, but it's just like there were mad vehicles that just got even madder. Yeah.
Well, the one I do remember the most, other than Rhino, is this one, the Condor, because I'm pretty sure this used to explode.
Do you know what? When I was looking through the pictures of the Mobile Armor Strike Command toys, I saw this and thought, oh my god, I remember having that. But what it did, I can't remember. Other than the propeller would come out of it and you could fly instead of being on a motorbike.
Yeah, it was a motorbike cross helicopter.
But that's the one that's got the price tag on it of £5.77. I mean, how ridiculous is that? I mean, that is not a lot of money nowadays, is it?
No, but I mean, back then it'd have been quite a lot, I suppose. But I mean, well, £5.77. This would have been what, late 80s, early 90s, where Matchbox cars were about £1, if that.
It wouldn't have been early 90s because I left school in 93.
Oh, right, okay.
So mid 80s, mid to late 80s.
So, I do remember Matchbox cars sort of being priced around 50p to £1 for a while.
Yeah. And £2 for a Hot Wheels.
Yeah. So I suppose looking at it at that sort of price, it's not that expensive. But something like that now, you're probably looking like 20-30 quid.
Probably more. And do you know what? I think the Rhino truck was the most expensive one out of all of them, and that was about 25 quid.
Yeah.
Because I know that I bought that from Hamleys after Christmas one year. When we used to get all our Christmas monies and stuff, and then go to Hamleys, and not in London, and then spend all our money.
Yeah.
I remember going to Hamleys, and I picked up a really, really rare Star Wars figure. But this was before. I think it was just at the point where like Disney had purchased Lucasfilm, so there were not a lot of stuff out. I remember there was this really, really rare figure, and it were made, and it were probably mentioned him before. He's mentioned in episode 3, but he's never actually seen. It's called Darth Plagueis, and they made an action figure. I remember going down at Hamleys. I was really unimpressed, to be fair. I thought if I were a kid nowadays, I wouldn't be like going, "Oh, let's go to Hamleys." I'd be like, "That's a place of shithole." But I remember going up to the top. There was no like effort put in without, and everything seemed really overpriced. And Star Wars figures at the time, I were a bit like, "Oh, what?" Normally, if you saw a Star Wars figure, they're normally priced around a tenner. In Hamleys, they were priced at 15 quid for a tiny little figure, right? Flicking through, I find fucking Darth Plagueis, and he's fucking rare as fuck. I thought, it's 15 quid, it's expensive, I'm still going to get it because it's bloody Darth Plagueis. So got it, but I would never... so in a way, I've sort of got a good memory of being in Hamleys, but at the same time, to say it's probably like the most well-known toy shop in the UK, it's fucking awful. That's just my opinion, anyway.
You had a bad experience.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's because I remember it as a kid being a lot better.
Yeah. Have you got any pictures of your toys, James or Dave?
Dave, you can do yours.
The thing is, I haven't got any, right? And the reason I haven't got any, I thought about it, and I just couldn't think of any toys that I played with. Like, there was nothing that came to mind, other than a toy that I got for Christmas. I couldn't find a picture of it. It was kind of like an air hockey, but it was a space air hockey. So instead of like it being air hockey, you had two kind of like guns, that fired little ball bearings across a pitch, and you had little metal goals that you had to try and score a goal with the balls. And basically, you just had two fucking pellet guns to fire at each other. So I remember that. I can't remember what it was fucking called though. And I tried finding pictures of it, but I couldn't. But other than that, I honestly can't think of any sort of toys that I used to play with, other than Matchbox cars.
And a snooker table.
Just sent you a couple of pictures of some Jurassic Park toys I used to love as a kid. And it was mainly because when I think I remember being... Well, I will have been 7 because I think Lost World came out in 1997. And it's weird as a kid how you sort of remember the toys and stuff, like, like when, for example, if I went on holiday and then I picked up a toy, I'd remember where I got the toy from. So, like, for example, these, I remember we'd just gone and seen The Lost World at the cinema. And the two toys are from The Lost World, and I've just put up a screenshot of the scene in the movie where the Mercedes is reversing and the two T-Rexes turn up. And I remember it because I saw the movie in, I think I were in Northumberland, not Northumberland, somewhere down south. It would have been Norwich, somewhere around that area though. Somewhere around Norwich. And I remember going to see Lost World, and then as soon as we came out of Lost World, I remember my dad going, let's go and have a look and see if they do any toys.
Yeah. And
I remember picking up my dad getting the T-Rex and the Jeep. And yeah, I still remember playing with that Jeep over and over, and I think you can see there's like a set of lights on top of it that took 2 AA batteries. But it was pretty cool, at night you could play with your toys and sort of like light up the room a bit like in the shot in the movie.
Yeah.
And then like the T-Rex would be like in darkness with light in the car. Fuck it, I tell you, I think that's where like your imagination comes from, when you're able to actually like move stuff around and physically see stuff. And I think that's, unfortunately, today kids don't like toys, and they're losing their imagination because it's all drip fed to them.
Dave, that game that you were trying to remember, was it Space Attack?
I've no idea. No.
I've put a picture up. That looks so familiar though. I can't remember who had that.
You know what that's just reminded me of? Something cringy my sister used to have. And they wouldn't be able to sell it now because it'd be done for like being a pervert. And it were weird. It were like it were a game for young girls where they used to answer the phone. It'd be like a man on the phone, saying, like, trying to date with you on the phone.
That sounds dodgy as fuck.
It is. Just even looking back at it, it was dodgy as fuck. Yeah, so yeah, on these cards, like, for example, here it says, this guy lives in Woodland Park, his number is 5559633, he's called John. It's just like, I swear to God, I don't know how this game got made. I'm going to send you some pictures, but this is so, in this political correctness today, this would never get made now. I'll send you a picture. Fucking cringy as fuck. So yeah, you basically got a phone, and if you typed in the number, it was like a pre-recorded message from some random bloke. Oh,
pervert, yeah. No, that's a Formula 1 link you've sent, James.
Dream phone.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Hang on. I just remember it. I remember... Because I seem to remember my sister playing with it, and I was going, what's all that about? And then I was like, can I play? And she was like, no. And then it wasn't until I got older, and I looked at it and I thought, fucking hell, this is weird as fuck, this game.
So basically, it's teaching young women how to phone up perverts.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'm going to send you an image now of the cards inside the game. So that you had... It was like Tinder for 5-year-old girls.
Fucking hell. Not good.
Right, here we go. This is image of the cards inside the game. Could get a picture of us three on there.
Oh, fuck no.
I wonder if his second name's Halliwell. Gary Halliwell.
Gary Halliwell.
Gary
Halliwell. Call him on. He likes going to the movies. And then you can call him on 5553211.
That sounds like a proper gay advert, that does. Hi,
hey.
I'm Gary. I like real movies.
Hi, I'm Matt. I like going to Jim's gym.
He gives me a real workout.
Yeah, I always come out of there dripping wet and hard.
Hi, my name's John, and I'm from Woodland Park, and I wear dungarees.
Yeah, I've also got a sawed-off shotgun in my back.
Fucking hell.
I swear to God, that is weird. That I mean,
that is a
imagine creating that today, and like you open it up and you've got like Harvey Weinstein.
Oh Jesus.
Rolf Harris.
Yeah. I mean, that's shocking, isn't it?
I know, but that's it. I just they bang on about stuff, and then like when you look at this, it's like, how did they get away with it?
Yeah.
Bonkers. I mean, that'd be like, I mean, if they did a version of that, but for lads, and then it showed like Rachel Riley, they'd be going mental over it. Like, you can't do that.
Well, anything with Rachel Riley, you can do that. I have definitely a hot spot for Rachel Riley. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, what's the you saying, James, earlier? She's something to do with Auto Trader at the minute.
Yeah, she's doing some adverts for Auto Trader, and I'm just like, get off Auto Trader, get on F1.
Have you actually watched one of the videos? You know the video where she's wearing, like, you got a picture there of her wearing a blue dress. If you search on YouTube Rachel Riley Auto Trader, there's a couple of videos. I've only seen one. It's worth watching.
Well, I'll just check that out.
Well,
excuse me.
Excuse you, Steve. I want to find out what this fucking game was called I used to play, but I don't know how else to search
Monopoly.
it. No.
Frustration. Nothing beats frustration.
Oh, Dave, I think I found a game that you used to have.
Oh, God.
It was either you or our younger brother, John. Alright, let's see if I can get this onto our chat, and then you can tell me whether we did or not. Whether it was you or not. Reason why I remember this game is I used to play it more than anyone, and I know it not being mine.
Got me wondering what the fuck you're on about now. Oh my god. Fucking hell, yeah, I did have one of them. John did as well.
Oh, me. You know what? I just thought of that. Because me nephew, he's got like these little Thomas the Tank Engine like wind up. Like you pull it back and he goes forward. I remember I used to have a Tommy train set. Does Tommy still exist as a brand?
Yeah.
Does it?
I think so, yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, that looks class, that.
The original simulator wheel, that. Do you remember we actually used to have... we used to have steering wheels that we had in the car, like in a real car. So you'd sit in the back, you had a plastic steering wheel that you could pretend to drive with. Had indicators and everything.
Oh, I've just found some else, Dave. I think you had. Was it you or Martin? Oh, my word.
You know that Codemaster still used that wheel for doing the testing?
Yeah, and the graphics.
Yeah, on that little screen.
What the hell is that? Jesus God, what is that? I have no idea what that is. I'm going to have to show it because I ain't got a fucking clue what it is, and Steve's not actually answering. So Steve, do you want to tell us what it is? Because I ain't got a fucking
Oh, you're on about the picture I just put?
Yeah.
It's an airplane at an airport thing. Somebody in our family had one of them.
That reminds me of a micro. That reminds me of a Micro Machines set I once had. It was like a car park. I remember getting
That's something Dave had loads of. Micro Machines.
I remember getting it. Micro Machines car park.
That is so long gone, so many level.
Oh, fucking hell, I found it.
That's actually a pretty good joke, that. I'll give you that.
Fucking found it straight off. Let's, I think that's it. Ooh, it were bigger than that. Super Auto World. Right, that's what it was called.
Excuse me. Well, I can't think of any particular... I mean, my memory's bad enough as it is. Trying to remember toys from 20, 30 years ago. Not easy to do. Google doesn't help me out either. I try and search something, it brings up a million things that has nothing to do with what I'm wanting to find.
Probably forgetting your age. You need to put 5 years earlier.
Weird looking at these pictures and just like remembering stuff. Oh, fucking hell, I'm going to show you a picture of this kid. He's so well groomed on this picture. Why did they always insist on putting pictures of kids on front covers of toys? Like to say, your kid's going to look like this too. Yeah, Super Auto World. I fucking loved that place.
Bloody hell. Some quality playtime must have been had on that.
Oh, yes. I remember playing with that, listening. It was same year I got that for Christmas. It might have been 1995. I simply remember listening to my sister over and over and over playing Spice Girls, Goodbye My Friend.
That is so wrong. That's how was that at school and working?
Oh, don't tell Franz Tost. We're getting mad.
Yeah. What a fantastically enthralling podcast we're doing here. Googling stuff while out talking.
Oh my god, I've just seen something else I used to fucking love.
I just found something that I know Dave had.
This worked Micro Machines submarine I had. It was fucking brilliant. It was like opened up into this like secret military base, but like where there's them two little square buttons near that little man. You used to have like two torpedoes, and at the front it's not showing them there. The front there were two torpedoes. Oh, it was just brilliant.
Mouse trap.
Post office. That's like my job. That
It did have that. Did you used to have post office? Yeah.
How much does your letter weigh? Let's just find out.
I found some. I don't know if I actually used to have it, but I know we used to have stuff like it.
It was the old woman across the road that had it, that she'd bring over when she was babysitting.
Yeah. I just randomly searched 1980s ball games, and to be fair, I've got a lot of baseball, American football. I mean, Sabutio, used to play Sabutio, but not that often because it was a pain in the arse.
Yeah, I seem to remember my mum always insisting on folding the mesh pitch up, and then whenever we wanted to play it, we were like, "You're gonna have to iron this before we can play."
Yeah.
And like you kick the ball, and the ball would go forward and then roll back at you. Like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, Dave, this is what it was like. It's called ring toss.
That was a cracking game, man. Hey, you know, I were on about other week. I should have really prepared these, but it's not until you see stuff like this that starts your brain ticking. You know, other week I mentioned about what did I mention?
I don't know. What did you mention?
What were it now? Fuck me. My brain is fucking useless today. It was the Queen ship from episode 1. I don't know where it's gone. Where's it gone? I swear I had it. I'm there somewhere.
Did anybody ever know how to play Othello?
No.
No, neither did I.
So yeah, I remember getting this. I must have been about 9, and we got it like from a toy fair where they'd imported it from America, but they didn't sell it in the UK. And I remember looking at that Star Wars box every day before Christmas, just looking at it, thinking, "Oh God, I can't wait to open this to play with it." I've got to say, it probably me most favourite vehicle I had, because it was so fucking big.
I remember Dave liking farm toys.
Oh, look at that!
Sounds dodgy as fuck. That does.
That little duck. I love how the duck's to scale with the horse.
I don't remember having them.
Hang on a minute, you might remember this next one.
I'm not looking.
Hey up.
Me duck.
That tractor. Bloody hell.
I can't say I remember having them.
Looks better than a Formula 1 car, that tractor. Big fat tyres at the rear. Tiny little ones at the front. That just looks like a Costa coffee mug at the back.
It does, doesn't it? I'll have a grande latte, please.
Oh, I've just had an idea.
Dave, I'm going to send you an image. Who was it in our family that had one of these? It was either you or our younger brother John. I can't remember which.
What the
Wheel of Fortune.
Jesus Christ. We would have been babies when we had that, surely.
That pig looks demented. That pig looks like what I look like when I shat myself.
He looks happy.
Okay, I wasn't going to show the picture of that, but now you've just said that, I'm going to have to, so people can see what James looked like when he shit himself, like the pig in the middle of this.
Bright orange pig.
Oh, the one bottom left.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a name of a game though. See and say. The farmer says.
Dog.
Turkey.
Coyote. Who says coyote in UK? Coyote.
Hang on a minute. Why does the horse look like a fucking prostitute horse?
Yeah. It's like I thought his head was wrong way around. I thought his head was where his ass should be. Bird, cat, turkey.
Oh, no way. Dave, you definitely had one of these.
I'm getting concerned now. Oh, dear me. Fucking hell, yeah, definitely had one of them. Jesus Christ.
What is it? A razor?
It's a calculator. The famous calculator back in the day, they were.
Did I show you a picture at camp that Vicky got me for my birthday? She said she bought me it because she said it summed up me.
Oh, I.
Can find it.
Dave the Arp's asking, do you remember slotless racing? TCR, you could change lane. I don't remember slotless racing, but I do remember it's obviously Scale Electric. We had loads of that. What was the footy one where you press their heads to kick?
It was like a piss take on Sabutio, wasn't it? But yeah, I think we had that at one point.
Quite possibly. Fucking bollocks. Oh, right, the picture of the card being your profile picture on Facebook at the minute, James, or didn't you know that?
yeah, because, and at the top it said, to the birthday king.
You know what that looks like? Right, okay, bear in mind everybody, me and Steve did a review video of McDonald's. Here's James's version of his review of food. Oh my god.
That's the only time when I'm really happy.
So this is James's version. There you go. There's James reviewing his food.
The birthday king.
Oh dear. Sat naked, eating a burger and fries.
Crossed. I think it's just the position he's in. It's just so cute. Them little hands, them little paws, little feet.
Oh my god, that's so wrong. That is so wrong. I'm just looking early 90s toys, yeah?
Right.
I have no idea where this has come from. I definitely didn't have one of these. Maybe James's sister did.
Bloody hell. That was like a bottle opener that I got Vicky's sister.
So, an early 90s toy.
What were it called? Roginator.
The Ferminator.
He's a shapeshifter.
His catchphrase was stick 'em up. Stick 'em up.
Dear me.
That is so wrong.
I might put that in and just type in inappropriate toys and see what we find.
Oh my god.
Inappropriate toys. So we're finding some crackers here. The 2-finger squirter.
What?
I'm sending you it now. The 2-finger squirter. Made by Kids Fun.
Oh my. So I've just.
Let's see what else there is. What the hell is that, Mickey Mouse? Microphone? Have you seen that?
No. I've got...
You alright, Steve?
I think our podcast is about to take a very odd. What the what the fuck is that?
Oh, my head hurts.
Okay, I'm gonna have to show that. I'm so sorry, folks, but this is what Steve's laughing at hysterically. If it gets removed from YouTube, I do apologise, but this is what Steve has found. I don't even know what that's about. I'm going to take that off the screen. Now, James. So James has found a Mickey Mouse microphone that looks like a penis. Devil wand. Oh my god. Right. What the fuck is that?
Oh my god, this is the most scariest thing I have ever seen. This is fucking not only inappropriate, scary as fuck. Can you see this, guys? It's coming through now.
What the fuck? No. Baby's first baby? What the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck?
I'm not laughing at baby's first baby. I'm laughing at this other thing that Steve just found that I'm also going to have to try and show while showing the yellow bear that James found.
This is the best ever. This has really woke me up.
The thing is, I've got a couple of pictures that I've just found.
Steve, have you ever whipping web chucked?
What?
Have you ever whipping web chucked?
No.
Have a look.
What do you mean have a look?
I'm sure you have.
God. Right, are you ready for this, guys? I've got one to show.
Whipping web chuck. Oh dear.
I've got a Play-Doh applicator.
Let's have a look.
So this is a Play-Doh applicator, right? Or as it's known, something like the Play-Doh Joy Pump. I mean, that is so wrong. Yeah, I saw that as well. What James has just shown.
It's fucking weird, this, isn't it? This is the best ever.
No way, this is a drink bottle.
I've got a boss-eyed Yoda.
Check this out for a drinks bottle.
No. Surely when you're making that, you don't put it in the position of where his knob would be.
Oh, I've got the best one, guys. I've got the best one.
Oh God.
What?
I'm gonna have to show that. I'm also gonna have to delete half of my fucking computer after this podcast because it's full of fucking children's fucking toys now that look all like dodgy fucking sex toys.
Oh my god. Hannah Montana. Guitar shaped candy.
That ET one's dodgy as fuck, that isn't it? I mean, surely when people are making these toys, they can see what they're doing. Sure.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. They just think, how can I get away with it?
What the fuck?
That is wrong, and I don't hit the toy.
Oh my god.
Action man villain.
Do you think that's good for an action man villain? How about I've got action man hero for you? No, I'm not going to show. Actually, no, I think I might have to show the viewers this one. Proper heroes.
Hey, what is that additional bit? Why?
Oh my god. I'm guessing that must be a balloon, but he looks like he's either got a massive penis or he's had a prolapse.
You two like Wonder Woman, don't you?
I do like Gal Gadot, yes.
Check this out.
Pair of scissors, what's wrong with that? Crack her legs open.
What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Presenting Hugo, man of 1,000 faces. What the fuck? Scary as fuck, some of these toys. Oh my god. Somebody really made that. This pregnant doll. Oh no, I'm not watching. I'm not looking at that.
Send you a picture of a happy boy.
That's just a secret pocket. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy this one.
Wow, the floater. Oh dear.
Oh, this is brilliant. Right. You know how people like, oh my god, what the fuck is that? The floater. That's fucking, that's disgusting. Right. You know how people like their superheroes? People go mental for their superheroes. How about this?
Good selection, that is.
Hang on. It says Superman. Where is Superman?
He's not there.
It's got Power Rangers in background as well. Check that out.
Doesn't.
Chard.
That'd sell as well. You know it would. It's fucking burnt corpses.
What the hell?
You know, and you he comes back to his house to find it on fire, and his aunt and uncle are like burning skeletons. It's quite graphic, actually.
Yeah.
Burning skeletons.
Ages 4 and up.
Just put like random bits of body parts burned.
Fucking hell.
I found one for James. What's it? Dive? What? I don't know what you're meant to do with them, but it's supposed to help you swim, James.
Alright. Deal. They should not like bubble baths. Yeah, them stormtroopers look a bit odd.
They look like bubble wraps, don't they?
I wouldn't want to shove Kylo Ren up there.
He wouldn't come out again, would he?
Nah, he'd really take some shifting.
Oh, excuse me.
This is brilliant.
I'm sure you two have seen this already, but I've got to send it anyway.
Now, what would that be? Oh, so I have seen that. I was going to show that. Yeah. I mean, turn your pillow into the biggest toy ever.
Sounds wrong, doesn't it? Big time.
Right. This is going to be the last picture I show, because I am going to have to like proper clean my fucking computer after this. I mean okay, to us as adults we know exactly what that looks like. Stuff, hug, play is what it says on it. Wow, create a gigantic friend. Fuck. My God.
No way, that can't be called that.
What?
I'll send it you. I just can't believe the name of it.
What the hell?
Poopy time fun shapes. You can do that. Is that it? Arts and stars. Two fun shapes you get. I love that little boy has got a star in right for his face.
Is that basically you turn your poop into stars? Star shaped poo?
Yeah, you get your feces, guys, and let's go to town.
So you stick it up your arse and you can poop out stars.
This is inappropriate as well.
The world has gone mad. The world has gone mad.
No, that's absolutely fine, James.
That's acceptable, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think, Dave?
No, it's a kid's toy.
Ooh. I tell you.
My God. I can't say I've ever looked for... I googled dodgy toys. And some of the stuff that I've seen is absolutely unfucking real. Oh my God. I think I've just found a horrifying selection here. This will be the last thing I'm going to send to you guys. Probably ever, because I'm going to be scarred from this. If I can find where I've just saved it to.
I found one for James where the child finds his mum's lightsaber.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
That is an evil picture. What is that? Is it meant to be a cat?
I think it is meant to be a cat, yeah. And it does look fucking evil. As a children's toy, yeah, it's not for me.
Dear me.
Well, this podcast has definitely taken a fucking very, very strange, unusual turn. That's for certain. I think it's definitely going to scar me for life. I mean, kids play with fidget spinners now. Just think they could have played with all the weird things we've just shown you.
Well, they wouldn't be fidgeting after they've been using that pooper time thing.
Fuck you, they'll know. Right. I think we may be getting to time of wrapping this up. That has scarred me. We've gone from nice childhood memories to Superman with a fucking...
Why don't we go for another 2 hours?
You could. I don't think I could. I mean, of the toys that we've just scene. I mean, who thinks it's a good idea to make a Hitler doll?
I know, but just to change the subject slightly from toys to books, how's this for a title of a book? For a kid's story?
Oh, you're joking. Would you like to explain that, Steve? Because I'm not going to show the picture.
It says, I is for incest.
Oh my god.
It's a kid's storybook.
I think that's like them ones. I've seen a Ladybird book where it shows like a little boy on front, like opening his dad's car bonnet, and all he's saying is, "All I can tell you, Dad, is it's completely fucked."
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Well, I think on that note, it's time to end the show.
Are you sure?
Oh, no.
Oh no, I've got a tummy tit on where. Oh, we could do a live broadcast.
So, what's the title of this book then, Steve?
Happy Hours. But what's the subtitle, Dave?
Spent riding your obliging ass. Oh, gee.
Oh dear.
Sounds good.
You could have muted your mic, you dirty bastard.
No, that was the Honda engine starting up.
Oh dear. Stormtrooper poo. It did sound a bit like that. But right, okay, I think it is about time to, when you get to the point where someone's having a shit live on the show. Oh dear. Oh, well, it's been an interesting one anyway.
Just end the show. Say bye, James.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, share. It's been fun, folks. See you later.
Blah 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 blah.